Markets are unpredictable, volatile, complex, but your trading journey doesn't have to be. Hola Prime TV is now live. Every trading day, join top coaches as they break down real-time setups, key levels, live trades across Forex, futures, and crypto. From Tokyo's early momentum, to London's open surge, to New York's high volatility action. We decode every move live. Get sharp analysis, clear strategies, and insights that actually make sense. And yeah, we don't just break down charts. We crack a few smiles too. Only on Hola Prime TV. This is more than content. This is infotainment and beyond.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, gents?
All good, all
How
good.
is it going?
I'm still seeing the red bus in London on my screen, so
Yeah, me too.
but on YouTube, I see
Red
you
bus.
guys on your screen. At least that,
Oh,
right?
red
How's
bus.
things going?
Nah, I see
Going
this.
all right.
Good, good.
Going
Can you hear me
okay.
all right? There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I hear you.
You can see Michael's famous screen.
Yeah.
The jungle, as
Yep.
one of our viewers called it. Remember that?
Right.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. Michael's
Good.
jungle.
Gentlemen, what's up?
Frogs and tigers. Sorry.
Man, I just went downstairs and I was told, I'm like, man, it felt like it's a few extra ones out there today.
The frogs?
Extra frogs, hopefully.
Yeah, those are the main things that I hear at night. Like when I wake up and I kind of get ready for the session, I go downstairs and I'll get like my coffee, right? And they are super loud, like super loud. I'm like, how? I feel like it's more out there today, more than usual.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I don't hear them right now. Maybe they're quiet, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, our
super
cicadas.
interesting, to say the
You would say
least.
there were more jaguars in the forest. Jungle.
Right.
Yeah, we got our
The jungle.
cicadas are going crazy here in Kansas. They're just loud and obnoxious right now. My cat's chasing all the cicadas and grabbing them and bringing them in the house.
Gotcha.
Oh no.
Batting them around
So actually been
until they die. Then I'll go out and get another one.
No, they love
Or
that
the
stuff,
cicadas.
right? Anything that moves.
Yeah. He won't eat them. He'll just bat them around till they die, and then he'll go out. He'll put it in my sister's shoe, like inside of her shoe. After it's dead, and then go outside and grab another one and do the same thing.
I didn't catch that. What did they catch again? What did you say? Geckos?
Cicadas.
Cicadas.
Yeah.
Well, they like
they're
aren't they? Oh, cicadas are those noisy bugs.
Right, the very noisy bugs.
Like
Some people falsely call them locusts, but they're not. They're not. They're not quite that. It's just its own thing, but they look like little aliens when you look at them up close.
Oh yeah,
Just
they're
like
difficult to see.
No, they're. I mean, they're a good size. They're about like that. They live most of their life in the ground.
That thing's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not 2 inches
we
long.
got them all over the place here, but they only come out in summer, and they're massive, like this size.
Yeah,
but you can't see them.
Yeah.
Like so well camouflaged when they sit in a tree, and they love it when it's extremely hot outside. That's when they really start, doing their thing.
Yeah. Live almost all their life underground, and then come up for a shining moment, make a lot of noise, and then that's it. You don't hear from them. So it's about a couple
like
small
a little
weeks.
bit. When it's the rainy season, we have these things. They're like bullfrogs. The very first time that I wasn't living here, I was living in the other place that I lived in. But similar to what you just said, they live underground for one. But when it starts raining and it's mating season, God, it's the weirdest thing. It's I swear it's like a million of these things, like in the forest. You can just hear it. It sounds like a small, maybe like a small sound. Yeah, and they live on the ground. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, we have 2 cycles of them here. Two broods of them, the 7-year and a 10-year, I think it is. I don't know what differentiates them, but yeah, that's how long they live underground. Then they come up and molt and turn into adults for like a week or 2, and that's it. And then you don't hear from them till the next summer. Pretty crazy, but
it's coming out to do their thing.
Yeah,
right? Chasing the ladies.
That's right. Good.
Good morning.
There's this.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Clinton, Tanaka. Good morning to you, Rajab, Adeo's son. Good morning to you all. Yeah, I know Clinton was asking last night, I believe asking last night about the US 30. So we can definitely go over US 30 again, Clinton, and then gold for the XAU USD. Yeah, I'm a little annoyed at gold this morning. So if you guys don't mind, I'll just hijack the screen for a couple minutes till we have news.
Really quick.
Oh, you got something? Yeah, no, that's fine.
I do.
Okay, go for it. I'm going to share your screen. Are you on your screen already? Sorry.
Yeah, we are on my screen. I did want to show this really quick. This is we have this. It's kind of funny. It's like this pet frog, which is not really our pet frog, in the backyard. But what he does sometimes is he just like gets on the window right in front of our sink, and it looks like this. This is what he looks like on our window.
Showing us the wildlife again.
You
sure there's no
one Yeah. Well, they're fun.
How funny is that?
They just, because you put them on your finger and they'll just stick there. And no, they're pretty fun to play around with until they pee on you.
I don't see them. Where is it? No, that's weird. Now I see it on YouTube, but not on my screen.
Right? Yeah, I was late.
It was late coming onto mine as well, but that's
a frog, Tanaka. And that is the frog, tiger. You see there? There's a frog.
Are those the ones that are making? Are those the ones that are making all the racket?
I have no idea. I don't think so because I don't think those get close enough. Like they don't. Yeah, I don't think so. That one is weird enough. Like, I mean, you guys know like how frogs have that huge ball thing or whatever, like under their neck.
Their throat. Yeah.
So videos that I've seen, it does. This one doesn't really do that. So I don't think this is it. This one sits in our window. Is a very smart frog because our lights are on and those are kind of attracted towards the light. So he sits in the windowsill, waiting for the bugs to come around and get them.
Yeah, we have them very similar looking where my parents live, and they like jumping against like the sliding door, like the windows, and they just stick there, like those sticky toys that you got that you can suck or whatever.
I know what you
stick
mean.
it on, and it like runs down. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
like hundreds of them. They're crazy.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
They're just little fun critters trying to make a living, right?
We actually looked it up on chat, and it was like, yeah, those are jungle buddies. Like, it's harmless. It actually probably hangs out because it knows the bugs like attracted to the light. And it was like, yeah, it's the future. One of your many jungle buddies is what it said. So
that's a cool.
super,
nice
super
jungle buddies.
Jungle buddies.
That's cool. But yeah, guys, jumping into the charts here. I was waiting on this yesterday, if you guys remember. I actually just shorted this as soon as we got on the stream.
Okay.
Yeah, I took this at 3:06, so literally 6 minutes ago. I guess I'll reshare my full screen and kind of give my thought process after this. So this thing's definitely dropping. Probably will drop pretty quick. Luckily, I woke up and they gave just a nasty pullback, right? Which I'm pretty happy about. So let's see. Where's this chart? Oh, here it is. Just going to pull this up so we can kind of see it on this side. And this isn't the pair I'm looking for. I'm looking for silver.
Zagnut.
Right.
Zagnut bar. Right?
The Zagnut chart.
That's right.
Zagnut. See, we are short here, ladies and gentlemen, for the simple fact that this is exactly where I want to see this thing at. Now, the only thing that I did not like about this was the fact that this 5,200 crossed back to the upside. I wish it wouldn't have done that. But this is still good. I'm not going to pass on a trade because of this. I guess I'll put my only if, like last time. But yeah, I'm actually short literally now from this price. Where's this? That's not it. Where is? Oh. Okay, so we're in at 4107. That's what I wanted to show. 4107. So just to be certain, 4107 is. I literally just took this. I woke up this morning and I saw the first thing I thought about was silver. It's so funny. And I was like, oh, I know this thing was super close to setting up last night. But it's kind of weird because if I set my alerts on my iPad, sometimes it doesn't go off. And I'm like, I don't know why it does that. It's like I have to set it from my computer. Okay.
Interesting.
When I woke up, my alert didn't go off. So like I checked my emails basically, and I didn't see an alert from TradingView saying that it went off. So I'm like, okay, so it must didn't set up. But I look at the chart to see where it was right here. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, you know what? I can't set alerts from my iPad anymore because they're not going off.
Michael Tanaka is asking where your stop loss is. Which level is that? At?
Yes, this is a 41.35.
41.
Yeah, my stop's at 41.35. It's actually not telling you to take this trade, but this is a great entry right here. 41.35. Because to be honest, we would have been down here. My initial entry would have been here. Still would have gave me a 1 for 1.5. Right?
So have a nice
this is when this candle closed. Oh, I got a nice pullback. Nice pullback. So you put it down where it is.
Even though that's set up, just quickly, Michael, during, let's say, while he was sleeping and he woke up, it would have been a setup and it gave, I didn't enter, and it gave me a pullback, you'll just like get in because there's a better price, right? Because the setup already occurred.
Yep, that's exactly right. Nothing really happened. Like it didn't. So for me, it didn't move halfway for me to move my stops to break even. So let's say if I would have woke up and price would have been, let's say it did something like this, because this would happen. So let's say it would have came down somewhere it did here, I wouldn't take this. Because this is where I want to move my stops to break even.
Because it's already run its course, right? We should already booked some profit.
It's already way too far. Yeah. I don't want to enter where I would be having my stop loss to break even at. Right.
And
So
where's
the
your
fact that it's
1434?
Yep, 140.35. I put it at 40.35, just slight front run it by like a pip or two.
PP smack.
Yep.
Shot it through.
No, I was waiting for this yesterday, but it didn't do it. And then when I saw this cross back up to the upside, I was like, it's not as pretty as I would have wanted it to be now. Because again, once the 13 gets upside, that's just the part that I don't like. It didn't do that. The ones that work out for me best don't do this, right? But that's not to discredit that this could still set up, especially with a huge, right? This huge. Let me delete this. I don't want this on here anymore. Let me delete this. This doesn't discredit. So like this huge, we got this first leg. Second leg, well, the first leg is once it closed below this 13, which is right here on this candle, right? And as you can see, so that's just the first leg, but the candle never closed back below the red 13 EMA. And at this point, I wanted to close below 50 as well, so the blue one, until right over here, right? But at this point, we 4-hour confirmation, right? So this last candle is really where it was. So price was below the 13 EMA. Now this candle was good to short. And this candle, new one, has been open for about 2 hours now. So if we just look at this, basically closed 1 and 2. So this is still very much in play. I would really just want to see a close below this level right here. At this point, I'm going to have to stop myself not to add on to the trade.
No averaging in.
Good stuff.
No doubt.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I had, and when I tell you guys that the entries are, the entries are just amazing. I had let me see if I can find this. Where is this? I'm gonna pull this up, and then I'll get into this trade, which was FJ yesterday. So Swiss Yen, I want to say. Let me see. Then I'll jump into that one. Oh yeah, here it is here. So yeah, just look at the entry on this trade, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Crazy entry. So this entry was nearly to the pip. Like, it's a small wick above this, but I grabbed it at 95 and I got out at 51.
Oh,
right.
wow.
So the entry on here was right. Once again, though, we got this funny M structure, and you got this pullback. It went a little bit further than you would have thought, which was even better. But great entry, right?
Yeah, it is.
Very
Wow.
nice.
Sniper entry on this. So looking for obviously something just like that on this one.
What's up, Riley?
We'll see how it turns out.
Morning, Briley.
Hey.
Or evening, afternoon, wherever you are.
So cool. Let me go over FJ really quick. The only thing I didn't like about FJ was the fact that I still got these alerts on here too. This is funny.
Hey, Starboy.
The
Morning.
Just look at this, guys. I just showed you the entry on the screenshot. This is exactly where I got the end at. Like you almost can't get any better than this. The entry on here was nuts. This thing went maybe a pipette, as Tiger would say, a pipette.
Pipette, yeah.
A pipette higher, but after that, this thing just dropped. Right. But the only thing I didn't like about this was, and this is why this was not what I would call a main account trade, was this right here. Actually, let me use another tool. This did not, for me, did not hit the 50 good enough. These are just wicks.
You need the body.
It's not really, no body on the candle.
Queremos cuerpos.
No body. Exactamente. Tienes razón.
Sí. Por supuesto.
Cuerpos.
Todo, solo.
Yeah, so this is this was still pretty nice though, to say the least. I always run through them. Right, you had this peak high, you had the 1350 cross, right, and just looking for that pullback to the 50. And this one didn't totally hit the 50, but it was right there. And when I saw that R to R, it was a 5. This didn't go, as you can see, but when I saw this was a 5, 5.5, I'm like, I'll take that risk. I'll be at break even by the time it gets to the 200. Wasn't even really worried about it.
Definitely worth a shot at that.
We'll get to gold in just a sec.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, sure. I'm going to lament on gold when I get to talking.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can pass it. I can pass it right to you, Tiger.
Well, I'm in no hurry. I'm still looking at a few other smaller. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Sounds good. Well, we will pass it on over and let's see what we got going on here. Let's see here. Yeah. So I wake up from my little nap. I pop on 2 o'clock, by the way, at the latest London time. London Open is literally right when I wake up. Well, it's usually about 1:45. That way I can get onto the computer by about 2 o'clock. And I normally start writing my news article for the news piece right around that time. So I'm going to have to, I might have to do something a little different because I missed this trade. I had it all set up perfect. So 2 o'clock open, this left yellow vertical line here. And then here's the 2:30 period as well. I was looking at this little 1 minute demand, kind of like what I did yesterday that paid me, right? So write my article, I move over here after I submit it, and then that's where price is, right about here. So it bounced into that demand zone and decided to just take off without me. So took my eye off of it. I was looking at price throughout most of this area, but for about 3, 4, 5 minutes, I turned away from it because I was finishing up my article, and it bounced and it proceeded to take off. So, like, dang it! So I'm going to have to remind myself to be looking at the chart at 2:30 because that's typically when I'm just, like I said, in the middle of finishing up my news piece. So, yeah, so it's obviously running off without me. But we've got another shot depending on what it looks like. Yes, when it does go for a potential breakout. Gold is still a very bullish signal. So definitely interested in that. But, yeah, just for kicks, it was a 1 minute demand, and we did kind of have a new one form, which was a really good trigger candle if somebody wasn't in that little demand already. Right there. So, yeah, it left behind a kind of another small, tiny demand inside of it. So we'll see if I get a retracement. I may have lost it or missed out on the opportunity, but yeah, either way, I do have an alert set. So boom.
What is that on? Boom. Is that on 1 minute?
Yeah, this is all the way down to 1 minute. Yeah, so it just bounced in my demand right there, perfect, while I was not looking.
Okay.
So it's running so far. No big deal. We'll figure out a breakout or maybe a potential retrace down to the second demand. Are we?
I actually think you
3:30
might
or
get another opportunity there. I'm going to switch to my screens a bit later,
3:30
but you do your thing first.
Yes, for sure. So we'll just keep an eye on it. I'm not worried. I'm just going to have to change up my
CPI numbers today. I mean, we might be in for a little bit of sideways price action in most things.
Yeah, CPI, and I'll definitely go over the timing on that when I do my news piece. A little bit of the numbers, but yeah.
That's a 3 minutes time, right? So just take note of that.
Yeah, coming up in a couple minutes. But yeah, as far as, and I'll just take a quick peek at this before we flip over to news. Yeah, I've already got the kind of my new charts. I'll talk about this a little more in depth after the news piece, but after the PPI data come out yesterday, the U.S. dollar has fallen all the way to 20% on the surprise score. So I don't know if you guys remember, but yesterday it was 35%. So it's already dropped all the way down to 20. So it's right there with the Swiss franc as far as, the weakest. Swiss franc 17. As always, ladies and gents in the chat, this represents what's the percentage of recent economic report releases on the economic calendar beat expectations. So that's a very low number, right? 40 to 60 is kind of neutral. Anything over 60 is exceeding, like the British pound is the strongest right now at beating 86% of the report releases. So yeah. Number one. Number two is Australia dollar. Number three would be New Zealand dollar. But on the futility side, Swiss franc's leading the way, but the dollar's right on its tail, and then the Canada dollar right behind it. So just give you a little bit of a 50,000, 100,000 foot view of the strength of these currencies. Not easy, but a simple way to trade this is just take the strongest currency, pair it up with the weakest, find a good demand zone to buy it long, right? So, but with that, I guess we still have another minute. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And then
cool. Stop. We'll also have a look at those TPs and stop losses and everything after the news. All right, so no rush.
There's a poll question you guys can answer while we're going to news. Yeah, London just woke up. How's the market acting? Like Tiger on an espresso? Smooth and steady like Michael? Richard's strategy book, or still half asleep? So you guys and gals can answer that while I go through the news, which is going to start in about 20 seconds. And we'll review that shortly thereafter. So, but yeah, I'll get to gold, or not gold, a couple other alerts I've got. And I'll talk about yesterday's wins as well that I had right after the news.
Yeah, same, yeah. Cool. Right, guys, we'll switch over to the news. Over to you, Tiger. We'll be back in just a short while, so please do stay tuned.
Right on. All right, what's up, Forex Fire fam? Strap in because we've got a whole lot of market moving madness to unpack from yesterday and a massive day ahead that's got everyone on the edge of their seats. It is like the entire financial world decided to chug a triple espresso and is now just waiting for the jitters to hit. So let's rewind to Wednesday. The big story, of course, was the U.S. PPI, the Producer Price Index report. And folks, it came in softer than a politician's promise. The PPI rose just 2.6% year over year, which was not only below expectations, but also a decent step down from July's revised number. Now, you'd think with all these tariffs flying around that prices would be shooting through the roof, but this data does suggest that maybe demand is finally starting to feel the pinch. This was like a direct injection of rocket fuel for those betting on the Fed to get its rate cut scissors out. The market is now absolutely convinced we're getting a cut next week. Again, that is coming up on Wednesday. with some are even whispering about an outside chance of a jumbo half-point cut, so 50 basis points. I know. It's like hoping for an extra sprinkle on your donut. You might not get it, but you've got to ask. This hope for cheaper money sent Wall Street into a party mood, with the S&P and the NASDAQ closing at fresh record highs. The fun continued in Asia, where Japan's Nikkei also decided to join the record-breaking party, jumping over 1%. Even Oracle got in on the action, surging a ridiculous 36% on AI hype, which lifted tech stocks across the board. It was a full-blown risk-on rally, which put a bit of a dampener on traditional safe havens like the Japanese yen and to some extent gold. The yellow metal did manage a modest gain on Wednesday, but is struggling a bit early Thursday as everyone feels a little bit more optimistic, just a little bit. It's clinging on above the $3,620 per troy ounce level, but it looks a little bit sleepy, waiting for its cue. Now, not everyone was having a great time. The Canadian dollar got put in the penalty box after a truly brutal jobs report showed that the economy shed a whopping 66,000 jobs in August. That's like a small city just clocking out. This has everyone expecting the Bank of Canada to swoop in with a rate cut of its own very soon. And down under, the Australian dollar is putting on a confusing show. It's edging lower despite consumer inflation expectations jumping up. It's like seeing prices rise, but your currency fall. The economic equivalent of your dog chasing its own tail. But folks, all of that was just the opening act, the previews before the main feature, so to speak. Because today, oh boy, today's the big one. It is kind of like the Super Bowl Sunday and the season finale of your favorite show, all happening at the same time. We do have a double header of epic proportions, but first up is the European session. We have the European Central Bank rate decision. Nobody expects them to move rates. They are widely anticipated to just hold steady. I believe it's 2.15%. But the real drama will be in the statement and especially in President Christine Lagarde's press conference. So traders will be hanging on at her every word, as always, looking for any hint on whether the ECB is done cutting rates or if there's more easing in the tank for later this year. The euro is sitting pretty near 1.5-month highs. So any hawkish surprise could really send it flying. But wait, there's more. The main event, the headliner, the pièce de résistance in the U.S. Consumer Price Index for August, hitting the wires, of course, later this afternoon. This is the inflation report that could make or break the Fed's meeting next week. The forecast is calling for a headline CPI to nudge up to 2.9% year over year, with the core reading holding steady at 3.1%. Now, if this number comes in hot, it could throw a bucket of cold water on all those rate cut dreams and send the U.S. dollar soaring. But if it confirms the softness we saw in the PPI, it's going to be like launching the cut rates now parade float down Main Street. Market is already fully priced for a quarter-point cut next week, and a soft print might even get people seriously talking about that half-point cut we talked about earlier. So it is all on the line. This is the data point that every single trader on the planet has circled on their calendar. So get your charts ready, maybe do some stretches. Let's get ready for what is guaranteed to be a volatile afternoon. And remember, in this market, only thing predictable is the unpredictability. So let's have a good stream. Now onto the economic calendar real quick. As far as New York City time, we do, of course, have the financing rate for the Eurozone I mentioned, and that's coming up at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, previous was 2.15%, forecasted to remain unchanged after today's release with the policy statement at the same time. So, and then 15 minutes later, so 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the CPI data comes out. And then the normal weekly unemployment claims will be coming out at the same time. Unemployment claims looks relatively unchanged. Previous number was 237,000. They project it to be 235,000, so a couple thousand less. But that's pretty much it. Just, as always, be safe. Guard them stop losses with your life. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Coach Tiger.
Yeah.
Good
As
stuff. Good stuff.
always.
Yeah.
As always.
Resistance.
Oh, resistance.
Yes.
Good stuff. Yeah, right job. CPI today.
Yep.
Do you want to share something else, Tiger?
Yeah. I was going to go through my trade and just kind of an update on the top setups. So yeah, just kind of looking a little further on the dollar after the report yesterday. Of course, this will change likely today, obviously with the CPI coming out. But yeah, yesterday we did have the PPI. Of course, it was a bearish number. So bearish number is what dropped the score from a 35% to a 20. And also, let me go double check. Yeah, so it was basically that. So yeah, that's obviously what dropped it even further. But look at this. So the growth metrics are still kind of middle of the road, but with all that inflation data that's coming out, it's actually dropped the inflation gauge to 0. So we're missing expectations on the two main things that the Fed watches in order to determine the rates, the interest rates. Okay, jobs at 0, inflation at 0. So yeah, it's obviously a no-brainer they're going to be cutting the 25%, but that gives a very strong case, in my opinion, to drop in the 50. So we'll see. But whether they drop at 50 or whether they drop at 25, there's still going to be a buttload of volatility. So just get ready for that on Wednesday, because you're going to have a group of people thinking 55. You're going to have a group of people thinking 50. So either way, somebody's going to be annoyed by it. That's just kind of the way it is as far as traders go. So expect a lot of volatility on that front. But yeah, after all the data shook out, just kind of looking at the updated top setups here, gold has actually lost a couple points, kind of interestingly. So it's, well, no, I think it was a 9 yesterday, wasn't it? Or maybe it was, yeah, it might have been the same actually. But we did have those Canada pairs, the Canada dollar pairs, where we're selling the Canada dollar. That's really the top theme, because every single Canada dollar is listed on here for a sell, whether it's the base currency or the quote currency like down here. I'm sorry, base currency like here or the quote currency like up here. So, yeah, that's the number one currency on my watch list right now anyway, until further notice. And then, yeah, same thing with the gold and silver. Gold's a 9, silver's down to a 6. So silver's actually lost a point. Still bullish, just not very bullish like it was. And then
great. It's great for my short.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, still technically bullish, but just not as bullish. So yeah, that could potentially help you out on that short for sure. And then as far as my trades yesterday, so I did profit on both of those trades. So the gold trade from yesterday, I don't even want to look at this screen anymore. We'll go to yesterday's news. Where are we at? Let's go back to a 5-minute. Yeah, so on yesterday's gold trade, did it right here on stream. I ended up buying down here on the 1-minute demand. And I go all the way back here, and it just reacted beautifully. So on this one, oh no, I'm sorry, I bought in on this one, this demand. That's right, bought here. Yeah, price moved up, kind of came down, formed a new 1 minute.
Just after you remember that, say same trade to the long side, because that was we've seen a little bit of a triangle there. So you got
exactly
the margin, right? And I was a little bit higher.
I got longer. Yeah, I got long on this first one, jumped up, came down, but yeah, kind of started creating this little line. So I just basically rode that line up, got another bounce over here. I probably should have went ahead and gotten out of it up here. Let's see, that was 620. Yeah, I was getting a little greedy in this area. I was wanting to see if we could break yet another high, but as you can see, it pulled back. I did finally profit on this candle because I ended up what I ended up doing, if I just take a look at my stop loss here. So yeah, I moved my stop loss up a couple times. I think I moved it to break even up 1 point once we broke this little high. Closed like that candle there. I moved it up to that point. And then, and then once we made these highs, that's where I moved it let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. I moved it right here because I was looking at these kind of wick tops, kind of thinking, okay, maybe we get a little bit of resistance becoming support. And it just wicked right through it. So, yeah, that's finally where I got out. I mean, it was about a 1.5 to 1 profit, I believe it was. So, yeah, not a bad gold trade. Just got a little greedy. I could have closed out up here.
I was actually talking about my dollar Swiss franc trade, not gold. What am I talking about? I trade gold the previous day. But the actual triangle looked almost the same on the dollar Swiss than actually in gold, which is pretty weird.
Yeah, just for context, I mean, dollar Swiss is actually neutral. And as you can see, it's just a 1. So just kind of chilling in the middle there. Yeah, just for context on it. But this is the neutral only list right here. That's what this is. This is my -4 to 4. I was pulling it up because I know who was asking about that. That was it Clinton? Yeah, Clinton was asking about the Dow. So currently the Dow is a neutral score as well. You just got a lot of red, a lot of blue. So the red is where those reports missed expectations. And then the blue, of course, is where they beat expectations. So it's really just kind of a mixed bag, right? This is why I haven't been paying attention to the indices for a while, because everything's been neutral. You got the Dow there at 2. You got S&P's close. It's just sitting at a 4, S&P and NASDAQ. So they just, perhaps if we get a CPI number that's lower than expectations, then that could jump up to that. Well, that will jump up to a 5 or a 6, just depending on the strength of it. So that would give a nice bullish signal at that point, right? It would be negative for the dollar, but it would be for the stocks. So yeah, basically I'm waiting for 8:30 New York time to get the verdict on if we're going to get another point to put those into bullish. So as of right now, it's no trade for me. Yeah, it's no trade for me, Clinton, but the fellas here, they may have a better technical answer for you on that. And yeah, because when I looked at the Dow, I mean, it's, obviously we're in let's see here, 4 hours. So when you look at it on a 4-hour range, you just got a lot of resistance right here in this area. So it'd be nice to try to break that area at some point, reestablish a trend for sure. For one, I mean, that's kind of the goal, but this is just a lot of sideways chop. I mean, I did draw up a demand zone down here on the 2-hour, I think it was. Yeah. So there is a little bit of a 2-hour demand right here. That was the perfect demand right here. It's a little tiny critter, but look at this sucker. This sucker right here just bounced perfectly right there. Right. But because it wasn't on my bullish list, because I didn't have a bullish signal on the fundamentals, I wasn't paying attention. But just looking at it on a technical only basis, I mean, that was a beautiful demand zone buy with a very tiny range. That's the thing. I probably would have put a much bigger stop loss on that thing just because of how tiny the range was. But it was mighty, but it was strong. Like Mighty Mouse, right? But yeah, I kind of drew this lineup. That's probably the only technical setup I personally have with the way I trade. But again, Coach Michael or Richard, they'll probably have a better technical setup with the way they trade. So we'll see what they have to say here in a little bit. Absolutely. And then finally, the pound yen. That was my other trade I closed for a profit yesterday. So this is the one that I got in on Tuesday, I believe it was. Yeah, just kind of going back over here. Let's see. Yeah, so I ended up buying on this demand zone. I put a smaller position on because I knew I wasn't quite sure if that zone was going to hold. I'll look at this on an hour, look a little better. Okay. So 1 hour demand. And then so down here I had a I drew that wrong. I had a 15-minute demand inside of this 1 hour demand. That's that little box in the middle. That's a 15-minute demand zone. As you can see, it ended up just touching the 15 perfect before it reversed. So kind of like I did with gold, I just drew this upward trending line as price was doing its thing during our Forex Fire session yesterday. And then if I go down to a 1 minute time frame, I knew that we had obviously the PPI coming out yesterday. So same thing. I just kind of trailed stop underneath all these pivot lows as we were making new highs. And then the last stop loss the last trailing stop I put up was basically right around this area. And I did that. I moved it up here right when the CPI hit. I mean the PPI, I'm sorry. So price is in this action, and it's already bounced into that overhead supply a few times. So I knew I was kind of, flirting with danger. But then as you can see, yeah, right about here, so about 5 minutes before the PPI, that's where I moved my stop loss. And that was my line in the sand. Because the U.S., obviously, it was already projecting it was going to be a miss. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Let me turn this alert off. Looks like my gold alert hit. I'll get back to that in just a second. So anyway, it was already projecting a weaker score for the PPI. So that would mean dollar down, but by extension, pound down, yen up. So I went ahead and gave it just a tiny bit of wiggle room, just in case the report was, the opposite, a good report for the currency. Because that would have potentially given me even more upside. But yeah, I wasn't taking any chances. It looked pretty good, like it was definitely going to be a miss. So I took a profit right here on the report release. So yeah, it was a really good trade. Obviously this account's a lot smaller than my other one, but on my other one, I ended up profiting on my bigger challenge account I had before Hola. I ended up profiting $1,525. So,
hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Ended up being a pretty good trade. Hello. So that's the extent of my wins and kind of an outlook. Now, I did just get the gold alert. So what the heck is that? Okay. So it looks like gold wants to retest.
Opportunity.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm not sure. It looks like
when you're done, then I'll show you what I'm looking at in gold.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm not
going to.
I'm not 100% sure I'm going to take it, but we'll see. Yeah, let's go ahead and pass to you. I'm going to look at this off screen and see if I can find a spot.
Yeah.
Back in. We'll go ahead and flip on over. Yeah. Let's see here.
Right, guys, here's gold. And to everyone following gold in the chat there, just my perspective, right? I know Maria likes trading gold. Was it Starboy that's already short? Starboy, I think he's still in a good position there.
Short on
I'm
gold.
just going to give you a little bit of my, overview of my top analysis here, where I think gold might move towards. Clearly still in a very strong bullish trend, yeah? So if you listen to me over the past few days, I still think we're in this impulsive third wave, right? Unless we're going to go through a time window where we get a corrective structure that, lasts longer in time, obviously, than these little short pullbacks that we've had. Because your impulsive third waves will not always, but the majority of the time have very short-lived pullbacks, right? So very short-lived, and duration-wise as well, they don't, last very long. Unless we're going to start getting a longer time frame or longer duration sort of a pullback, then I'll still assume that third impulsive wave is intact, right? Obviously, we have the CPI numbers coming out today, so I'll tell you what to look out for, as well as the interest rate decision next week, Wednesday, right? So for me personally, I'll still have to assume this is just a correction, and you'll always hear me say, I always assume that the most common correction is underway, which is just an ABC, right? So we have to fit that over there. Maybe that was an A. That looks like a B. And maybe we're still busy with a C here. For C wave, technically speaking, price would need to, for a single zigzag, needs to break this little low over here, 3620. And this low occurred on Tuesday. I'm looking here at the 4-hour time frame, right? Giving us a potential A, B, and C. That being said, right, C waves generally, I think in the majority of times, in the majority of times, with single zigzags will break the A wave, right? In this case, downwards, because it's a bearish type retracement. So I'll still assume that that is possible. However, you do get what we call, let's say you have an uptrend, you have an A wave, a B wave, and then you have a C wave that ends like this, and then we go higher. This is probably what Michael would refer to, almost similar to his broken bat structure type of vibes, but just in reverse, right? So
Broken bat.
the C wave in this phase does not break below the A wave, and we call them running flats. So the C wave does not break above the A wave. So that is a possibility that could be unfolding here. And the reason why I'm saying that is that price is now testing this upward sloping median line, this blue one, that previously acted as resistance, almost a support. I think this was on Tuesday. I was saying it just missed it. So with that one move lower, although a lot of people probably got bullish here, I said like generally you have a zigzag type of behavior. We might have a reversion back to that upward sloping median line, which we've just got. So technically speaking, from a pure pattern perspective, this might have been an ABC. But I'm not interested in actually getting long here at the moment because I hate those types of running flats because they're very misleading. I want to see the structure, right? And just looking at that characteristics of that structure, they typically terminate at the end of lower median lines and of a shift pitchfork. So I'll always also slope a pitchfork into the direction of the actual correction. You can see our price has been trying to, even break, although I just use these 3 anchor points. It's tested this upper median line once, twice, and rejected from it. It's sort of like now at this low median line. I would ideally like to see something like this. And then back up, right? This whole thing then being an A, B, potentially a C. Let me mark that up nicely. I'm going to bring in some other analysis as well because I think it's rather important. So I want something like that and then higher. I can label this again, A, B, and a C. Now you'll see here that if price were to move lower and let's say hits this lower median line and then move back upwards, it didn't actually hit this higher time frames upward sloping channel pitchfork. Goodness gracious, word almost escaped my mind here. I use it every single day. But in any case, I'll always keep these on my charts because they're very useful during the uptrend. The uptrend is obviously still there. The price is not in the downtrend, right, in the bigger picture. If it were to hit, let's say right now, a little bit later, and then move higher, I want to see some other confluence. And you quite often see me do this. I like to draw a ray parallel to one of my median lines. And let's say we want to project it. Oops, did it disappear now? Looks like it. Oh, it's back. There we go. I like to project it from previous areas where price like sort of in the air did not meet one of my median lines. So we got around about 3605, an area where there'll be a confluence should price move lower. There's another one just to make things a little bit more interesting. A little bit lower over here. You can see there was a previous areas where price sort of like try to get through this little angle, And guys, what I'm trying to do here is not like try to place as many lines as possible. I want to see, in the past, did price respect these angles? You know, even if they didn't meet these major levels, I should say, angular levels, which is your upper median line, center median line, low median line. It's sort of like, they sort of like, you know, ran or stopped in the middle of nowhere. So that's why I want to draw these little lines. And let's say price were to move lower, I have then an area I'll be interested in for price to bounce upwards. Because I'll have confluence between angular upward sloping lines and angular downward sloping lines tracking this potential ABC. Something else you quite often see, the symmetry that's prevalent in single zigzags, is that if you measure the length of your A wave and you project it from your B wave, your C wave will typically travel the same distance, will reach parity of your first A wave's range. And that brings right into this area here, around 3603. So we have range parity crossing this low median line where we know ABCs typically like to end. If it were to like be in the middle of the area, find support, we do have these two angles running upwards, giving me basically a zone or an area that would be of interest. So we'll leave that on the chart, see if price can actually get there. Just one thing that I wanted to mention, if those CPI numbers, I don't know, show whatever today, right? We always want to watch what price action does. And let's say it moves down from here, rather wait for after the news and see if you can get some sort of a bounce higher and maybe then get long, right? So I can't tell you not to trade the news, but I'm definitely not going to be trading during the CPI numbers, right? However, should we see this prices bust through and starts accelerating lower, then all of this analysis I've done here will be off the table. I'll have to get rid of all of this. I'll leave that zone on there just to clear things up a little bit. And now at that stage assume that this is probably then the beginning of still an ABC, but not a short-lived one, rather a longer one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for an A. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up. And now at that stage, think we're busy with a fourth wave correction. So it's really important that you watch what price action does. Still bullish, even if price busts through here, I'm still bullish. But then that expected downturn that I've been waiting for, i.e. a longer term corrective structure, might point towards the fourth wave that's finally started, setting us up then potentially later for an even larger move to the upside. All right, so to get back to you, Starboy, you shorted at 3642. Let's just get my P&L measurements out here. Maybe that's better to use. So you shorted at 3642. 86 plus minus, right? You got a stop loss at 3658, so I guess slightly above this lower high here, which is technically not a lower high yet because price hasn't broken below this low. And you got your target at 3572. All the way down here. So what's that? A 1 to 4 risk reward ratio? Yeah, could definitely be the case. I currently think that price has got a very good chance of at least breaking this previous low. You see, we're breaking through this center median line here, or this upper median line over here. And where's the next place to draw back to? Maybe this one over here. So that will bring you very close to your target. Will that happen during the morning session now before the CPI numbers come out? Who knows? But Starboy, you're already in, I think, good profit there. But please don't make the mistake of trying to hold gold during CPI, right? Anything could happen. Might accelerate lower. If you're trading with a challenge account that doesn't allow news trading, you might be in for trouble. You probably know that already. But thus far, at least until price breaks this previous low, I think you're in good stead there. All right. So this area is for me interesting. That might be an area where an ABC might end. Again, I'll be watching gold's price action very closely. If we break through that area and accelerate lower, then this would, for me, be the start of a longer corrective structure lower that could probably take a week or so to actually materialize, maybe up until next week, Wednesday, when that interest rate decision comes out. Right. There were some questions about other markets as well. But before we do that, I actually just wanted to quickly show you these trades and the dangers of trading news events. So yesterday on the dollar Swiss, I thought we were busy with a triangle. I got in a little bit early, and I think it was about 5 minutes after our session ended, I just decided to get out. We were at the upper median line. Right at that upper median line got out. So I think that was about a $20 move. I was obviously aiming for much more than that, but this was the news. Bam! So all those, I wouldn't really want to use fools, but I think it's a fool's way of trading, just to trade the news. Would have got whipped there if they were long, probably stopped out. And you could probably see this as accumulation, right? Then you got price breaking out. All these buyers over here think they're going to go long, right? And then you have a news-driven manipulation event right afterwards, filling up all these orders that were down here to get long, and then boom, price lifts up back to the upside. So a lot of shakeouts would have happened there, and probably big institutions, traders would have been positioning themselves nicely, using all of the liquidity that they engineered above and below that triangle or the range, whatever the case might be. So got out there, and I did the same with WTI. Also just a very small trade, and got out right there at the top. Again, the only reason I got out, and actually luckily looking at this, look at this, you would have sat here through a considerable drawdown, and the price shot. But at this stage, it was too late for me to trade. I was already having dinner with the family. So just out there. But what I really want to show is not like how cool the trades were. It's just like how dangerous it can be holding during a news event, especially if you're long already, right? Or in a position, in this case, being long. I think the better one was definitely, from explanational purposes, this dollar Swiss franc trade. Right, so I think all in all, I walked away with like $42, which was not much to show, but again, that was yesterday's trade, so at least they worked out, so that feels good, although obviously they didn't get close to the R&R that I wanted to make. Right, let's switch back to, sorry guys, I can't see my keyboard. All right, gold looks to me like it's definitely going to hit, can't say definite, but going to get very close to hitting Tuesday's low. What else are we looking at? WTI. Again, this was from that high time frame analysis where we've seen an ABC and a strong move up, and now we're pulling back again. So what is happening here? currently, I'm just going to get rid of that to clear up this chart again. Let's get rid of all this. To me, one or two things. We either have a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with price now potentially doing this, and then another move up. Maybe one heck of a massive move up. Or I would assume the safest would be to assume is that if this turns out to be correct, again, I have a plan A, B, and C, that this 5-wave move to the upside during a bearish trend could be an A, B, and then whatever, maybe like a nice structure C, because we quite often won't get two leading diagonals after each other. All right, so that could also be an explanation if this is a leading diagonal. Alternatively, a double zigzag, A, B, C, X, and likely, hopefully this wasn't a small ABC, because that will be really a gut punch, but that is a possibility in ABC. So two ABCs potentially giving us a W, X, Y, or double zigzag pattern, and that could be it. Price might be moving lower. It's just that looking at these ranges to the upside, they all look very similar, right? So this could also be what's happening, and I'm actually favoring this one.
What the hell is this?
Above the other one. This is an ABC. W, then we potentially have another A, B, and C, and this points upwards to me. So bullish for WTI. Even if that other path or projection works out where I say the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then even if this is corrective, it will then also slope upwards at some later stage. Right? So for me personally, obviously could be wrong. That's 100% fine. I'm wrong quite often. That's why you got risk management. That's really important. It looks like to me that crude oil's got more upside potential. Right. Again, today, I just got to be very careful with the CPI numbers that's going to come out. So, you know, it's going to be difficult. We're going to have a lot of action during the morning session. It's quiet down a few hours before CPI numbers. Who knows? Are we just going to start seeing prices range from now on till then? Who knows? But, yeah, hopefully I can get into a trade a little bit later.
Nice. Yeah.
So I'm just going through the chat here. Rajab, which tool is that? I'm using pitchforks and I'm using Elliott wave count, wave counts. Yeah, Maria, so she agrees. I'm getting closer to my take profit and sort of in line with Richard's analysis. Good stuff. Tanaka's asking, is it possible to set a limit order on GUI trade? It sure is. It depends on which GUI trade platform are you using, Tanaka. Maybe I can quickly help you there. Using the DX trade, there's also the C Trader and the NTR platform, Match Trader. I believe they're all GUI trade platforms. So which one are you using?
Oh,
let me know, Tanaka. I can help you out with that. Just here, for example, let's unuse dollar Swiss franc. Let's say I don't want to go short here immediately, but I want to put a sell limit order because you obviously want the price to reach a limit. So sell limit will be above the market. You just right click on your chart, I like trading from a chart. It's just nice and visual for me. You can obviously open your order book here in the bottom, and just you say you want to sell. Decide on where you want to sell, which order you want to use. So start from the top. First decision: do you want to sell or buy? Second decision: do you want to use a market order, stop order, or limit order? So in your case, let's say you want to use a limit order. Then you got to stick in the price here. Let's say you want it at 0.800. Right? It'll tell you that it's currently about 45 ticks or pips above the current price. You have to obviously decide, very importantly, on the amount of lots you want to trade, and always know where you want to place your stop. So let's say we want to place our stop here on this example at 0.8040. Right, then depending on the amount of lots you're using, it will tell you the dollar risk that you will have if price were to move up to that area and fill your order. Right, so you're a match trader. Match traders actually had an update recently, I believe.
I don't think that one's allowed in the U.S. I think that's the one I tried to get at first, but they don't. Or maybe that was C Trader. I think C Trader might be the one.
So you go to mark a match trader open. Which pair do you want to look at? Do you want to look at a specific market? Can I use a euro US dollar? That's there at the moment. Any case, match trader uses trading view charts. So you have to go here to your actual panel to the left where you got all of your markets. Right, let's say you decide on the pound US dollar, for example. It will automatically on the right hand side load the market you're looking at. It also actually shows you the spread, which is quite cool, right? And you have to go decide obviously if you want to buy and sell, but that might just get you in immediately with the amount of lots that you wanted to trade filled in there. But I would say open your advanced order tab over there, right? And let's say you want to buy. Where is my limit order? Oh, your pending orders must be over here. You see these two? Oh, why did it do that now? Sorry about that. It's reloading. So anyway, go to advanced order. If you want to enter with a market order, you've got to decide on your amount of lots you want to trade. If you want to use a stop loss, which you should always do, you need to toggle on the stop loss button there, place the price that you want, right? And you can also do the same with take profit, right? You've got to mention whether you want to buy or sell over here, right? If you don't do that, then these buttons won't be active. So the last thing after deciding lot size, stop loss level, take profit level, whether you want to buy or sell, then you then go ahead and click the button below and your order will be active. But if you go here to pending on the top, right, that's where you'll then fill in pending orders, which are basically limit orders, right? So if you want to sell limit at the moment, you see you've got a sell limit button at the bottom here. Again, your amount of volume or lot size, your price. In this case, if you were to set it higher, why did it do that now? See, these things are here because they're drafts. That's because of the previous order that I filled in. But in any case, let's take the stop loss off, take profit off. You will need to go to pending, and if you place that price above the current price, 1.3513, you see the sell limit order came on there. That means you can then execute the sell limit order. Again, you can place a stop loss. That will have to be higher than that, 1.352, for example. and you want to sell, so sell limit order will have to be above the market price, and you hit sell limit, I believe. Now it's active. As soon as the price moves up and it actually fills that, then your stop loss will immediately be placed. Why don't I do that properly? Anyway, I think you get what I mean. So it's possible to use limit orders. You just have to go to the pending tab on the top here. Okay. Cool.
Michael, I got to tell you, looks like your nemesis is on my watch list again. Euro pound is down to a -5.
Uh-oh.
You still got to get your money back, right?
Oh, you damn right I do.
Yeah. Well, it is back.
Just no way I'm not.
Didn't know if you had a plan.
No way I'm not.
All right, so
yeah.
That's what I'm looking at, guys. I don't know why this thing is now zooming in on me again, but there we go. Back to you, one of you guys, if you don't mind. I was going to get that order off there on my match trader.
Oh, gosh dang it. Yeah, that's fine.
Something to show,
I did settle it. Did you have?
Yeah, I was
you want to show anything there?
Yeah, if you don't mind,
To
throw it to me really quick.
Yeah, sure.
Then I'll pass it over to you.
I'll be back 2 seconds, gents.
No worries.
Okay. Actually, just jumped in this EJ trade. I had to scoot this over for the simple fact that this set up exactly what we're looking for, right? We got this 5,200 cross to the upside. So the next move we're looking for is some type of pattern off the 200. Now, just like, what was that? Was that AF, I want to say? They ended up working out? Let me look. It was AF or USD CAD, one of the two. Yeah. So it's this one. This is the exact same setup that I'm taking right now. Look at this. 5,200 cross to the upside. We're looking for some type of W structure off the 200, right? Outside the band, inside the band, and we have our reload down here. All right. We'll put reload in here since I'll be using this. Copy. All right, cool. And then you can see here it says my only if is the fact that the 50 and the 200 cross to the downside, right? But I still took this for a lighter position. And of course, this ended up working out great. Like it ran the other ways, which was perfect. But the fact that this 5,200 cross to the downside is the only thing I didn't like. But it worked out. So I just went lighter on the position. I did not take it. I went lighter. Same thing here on EJ. Like the exact same. Hey, what's going on here? Come on, TradingView. What is this about?
I've been having a lot of freezes on my trading views of late.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, that was weird. All right. Anyway, same exact thing here, guys. Just check this out. I'm literally pointing out the exact same setup. So I'll just put here again, my only if, right? This is the only thing I don't like about this setup. So I went lighter. I just went for halves instead of the full. The same thing, 5,200 cross. We're looking for that W structure off the 200. Outside structure, outside the band, inside the band. We got the reload here. Right. This has everything that I've been looking for. Right. And then I actually have a second position put right here. I'll see if I want to take it depending on how far it pulls back and how fast. But the exact same thing that I drew here, guys. Like this literally was over here. It's just, I can't make this stuff up. Just waiting for it to close above here. TP's up here. Not too bad. right? 1 for 1 and about 1.4, so not horrible. And I'm in at field prices in at 89 on this one. So put this at 89. So yeah, about right here, basically right where we are. It's down. Build price is at current's at 87. I'm at 89. So I'm out of the money by 2 pips, but whatever. That's fine. This should pop up theoretically. Yeah, we gotta give it some time. I literally just jumped in this. It says 5:01, so 20 minutes ago I jumped in this. But yeah, guys,
You're a
I just
busy
wanted to show
one
that
this
really
morning.
quick.
Wanna come?
Yeah, kind of weird, right? I got 2 setups one day,
Yeah,
one
stuff.
session here. So we'll see. Okay, now it's actually slightly in the money. So yeah, we'll see what these two look like. And then of course I'm in silver shorts, which is looking pretty freaking great. If I can get a close below this price as I mentioned in the next, what is this, 37 minutes, this would be nice. It's gonna take everything I got not to add to this. I'll try my best to just leave it alone.
We'll see your willpower on this.
Oh man. This gonna do it to me. Because if this is a nice shift candle, like there's no wicks at the top, and if this closed all the way down here at the bottom, this is almost a lights out trade. Um, so we'll see how it pans out. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show EJ really quick. Yeah,
Nice.
we're looking pretty freaking good to say the least. So, but yeah,
Good stuff.
let me pass it back to you, Tiger. Want to point that out really quick.
Sounds good. Did put
Well,
a
guys, I just
sell
want to
limit.
announce to everyone in the chat there again, thanks for joining us today. See, we've got quite a lot of new names, which is great to see. Thanks for the support. A lot of familiar names as well rejoining us again today. So good stuff, good stuff. Always good to see. We will be giving away a 5K challenge account during today's session, or we're at least planning to, right? So if you haven't won a Forex challenge account yet, today might be your day. However, you do need to follow a specific amount of steps. There are only 3 of them. Very, very easy to do to stand in line to win that prize, right? So the first thing you need to do is basically subscribe to both Hola Prime TV and Hola Prime Global YouTube channels, as well as our Instagram handles. So do that first. That's your first step. Step 2, keep on commenting during the sessions. We can see in the back end who's in these sessions and who has won before, and we'll pick a name based on who followed these steps. The third most important one, however, is that you link your email to your YouTube bio, so we can actually reach you with the account details to get you set up with that prize, right? So if you follow those steps, you might be in line today for today's 5K challenge account, right? So we'll be basing our decision on who followed those steps. And if you won before, unfortunately, you won't be in line to win again today. I believe we'll also be giving away a $25,000 challenge account during a later session. That'll be after the Forex Fire session. So also do stay tuned for that. Support our coaches. We do a lot of hard work. Try to keep you guys informed and entertained at the same time. So also, if you don't mind, please like and subscribe this channel and share it far and wide. All your friends, family, anyone that might be interested in trading. So we'll really, really appreciate that. All right. So if you haven't won again before and you would like to win today's 5K Forex Challenge account from Hola Prime, make sure that you follow the I just mentioned. And good luck. You might be our next winner. We will announce the winner generally around about 6 a.m. Central. So that's an hour after we take our midday break or mid-session break. So please do stay tuned. That time might shift depending on how easy it is for us to find a winner today. Sometimes it's much faster than others. So the timing will depend on when we decide to do it, pretty much. So do stay tuned and good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yes, yes. Good luck, guys.
Good luck. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, we can pass on over to my chart real quick. Were you done, Michael? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
done. I didn't have anything else. I just wanted to show that EJ really quick. I'm just storing my alerts. I get distracted.
Yeah, good idea. If it weren't for alerts, I don't know what I would do. Especially all these extra ones I get.
Exactly.
All right, back in. Yeah, flutter on over to my chart. So yeah, looking at all of my bearish. I was taking a look while you two were chatting away on your setup. So I was looking at all my bearish items over here, and I believe that was weird. As soon as I get my chart up, but yeah, basically CAD Yen I think is going to be my number one bearish item on the watch list.
Okay.
Just waiting on my screen.
Back in, if we can get this over to Tiger's screen.
Yeah, let's get on over here real quick. 1 second, chat. Sorry about that. Come on over, baby. Oh, baby. Coach James
Did
is in
you
the
say
house.
that out loud? And then I got stuck in my head, or how did that even happen? Were you just singing that?
I think you said
And then it got
I
stuck
think
in my
you
head,
said
or how did that even happen?
Well, I said, come on over to my screen, and then you said it, and then it reminded me of the song. So,
Oh, okay. So I think when you said it, it reminded me of the song. That's why I said
yeah.
it.
Okay. Yep. We will get my chart eventually.
Okay, I see EJ making a slow little push here.
Yeah, I was looking.
I'm going to go long crude oil as well.
Oh, yeah?
Short.
All right.
I think.
Did you say short or long?
I see too much long.
Oh, long. Okay. Come on over, baby. Back end, are you awake?
Right.
Where are we at? Where are we at? I hung up again.
Control Alt Alpha. Thanks.
Control Alt Tiger. There we go. Thanks, Baghead. Appreciate it.
Control Alt Alpha. If you want to start, how to start with what? Start with trading? Make sure that you drop your email in your YouTube bio if you have that. Subscribe to both of our Hola Prime TV and Hola Prime Global accounts, YouTube channels. And like you're doing right now, keep on commenting. And maybe you could be the next winner, a 5K Forex Challenge account.
Yeah, awesome. Well, yeah, so looking at my bearish items, that's what I was kind of focused on the last 20 minutes or so. I looked through several of these charts. I think the CAD Yen is about the best setup I have. This -9 score. For one, the as far as the sentiment, the retail sentiment, the retail traders, well, they're net long on this by 80%. So 80% net long. So by contrarian signal, we look at that as a bearish narrative. And then, the technicals are all negative. GDP report, SPMI. So basically, we got as far as breaking it down between the sentiment, the technical, and the economic or the fundamental analysis. I was looking, and we have a -1 on the sentiment score, a -3 on the technical score, and then a -5 on the fundamental score. So that's just kind of the breakdown between the two, or between the three. So so as a result, looking to short this thing. So I ended up going over here to my GUI trades. And I did see and find this nice looking 15-minute supply zone right here. Really sharp breakdown on that. That was actually the start of our Forex Fire 2 mornings ago. So just a really nice drop out of there. Obviously, we are in a downtrend. So think about it. You got the retail traders trying to catch a falling knife, right? They're getting chewed up. They're getting cut up throughout this whole move. So definitely a good one to take advantage of. So yeah, I just set a simple limit order right there on the proximal line of the zone. Put a stop loss up here kind of above this little top just to give it a little more wiggle room up top since it is kind of a narrow zone. So it looks like that range with the stop loss will be about 16 pips. And then just put in a limit order down here. So I don't even know what I set that as. Yeah, I think I did that 3-to-1. So 8, 19, 27, 36, 45, 54. So 54. Okay, so 54 pips. So I actually need to drop it down here. Actually, I'll set it right ahead of that potential bounce point there. Not too worried about that little demand zone looking area. Didn't really have a fair value gap. Not a whole lot of volume relative to the candles around it. It's kind of in the valley of that U-shaped volume recovery. So seems a little harmless, but I'll still put my stop loss just above it. And then also at the bottom of this little wick. So that's currently where I'm at on that. Just put that in there. Let it do its thing. It's a very strong bearish score. So yeah, just a simple limit order. I'm fine with that. On the CAD Yen. So, and then, yeah, just kind of going through a few other of these alerts. Yeah, I'm glad I stayed out of that gold trade after all. We did get that initial bounce this morning. Let me get rid of that out of the way. Had that initial bounce, and then I kind of wrapped this, kind of made a couple little points here and here. So, looks like price kind of started going the other way. So, yeah, I actually stayed safe on that. So, it's a good thing I missed it because I likely would have taken that because it's very similar to what I took yesterday. Except what was different about today? Well, what was different about today compared to yesterday was yesterday we were still in a pretty nice uptrend. Well, now since yesterday, we've actually had a lower low. A lower high and lower low. So now we have a lower low. So technically, if I'm looking at this on a 1-hour time frame, yeah, we are in an uptrend. But just like I read off in the news, gold's kind of taking a breather. So lower high, and currently we have a lower low. So not too interested at the moment in a smaller time frame buy. But what I could end up doing is looking at this 1-hour demand further down, which if that's a 1-hour demand zone, a 1-hour execution time frame, I'd have to look at a 4-hour for my trend. So obviously we're in an uptrend there as well. But this would be, I guess, your most significant hesitation / pullback right in that 1-hour zone. So, yeah, I'd be okay at this point with just, yeah, same thing. Just have price come down, possibly get into a buy on that demand zone for a buy long. So it's a little narrow of a zone. That's really kind of the only downfall. But I could also look at this and figure in the fact that we do have a 4-hour demand that looks, what is mine? Oh, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. So yeah, we also have kind of a 4-hour demand here as well. If you look at that whole candle there. Wicks on top, wicks on bottom, fair value gap coming out. It's not a red candle, but it's got wicks above, wicks below. A little bit of a spinny top or doji or whatever you want to call it. So that's basically 4-hour demand with a 1-hour demand inside of it for confluence. The 1-hour demand, of course, has that fair value gap showing strength on the leg out candle for the 1-hour time frame. And then we already saw that the 4-hour has a fair value gap if we're looking at that time zone. So I quite like that area at the moment. I'll have to give it a healthy stop loss since it's such a narrow range. If we get priced down there, I'd probably be putting a stop loss a little further down like this, just to give it a little bit more wiggle room since that's a little narrow. Kind of incorporate these wicks over here, right? So it basically looks something kind of like that. Probably something like that. So that would probably be what the stop loss would look like. Get rid of some of these old drawings real quick here. But yeah, I think that's probably what it's going to come down to because, yeah, like I say, of smaller time frames, we've kind of had a little bit of a reversal in trend. So I wouldn't really feel too comfortable about buying a 15-minute demand zone or a 10-minute or a 5-minute demand zone anywhere in this area because we got these lower lows and lower highs. It affects it differently though if I look at it, like I said, on a 4-hour. Because on a 4-hour, the higher time frame, yeah, like I say, that 1-hour demand, that 4-hour demand is basically right there in that last hesitation or pullback, if you will, before that strong move to the recent high point that we had on Tuesday. So the picture just looks a little different, right? It looks a little better. It looks a lot better on a 4-hour time frame. So that'll be my new favorite play for gold, since we kind of broke down through this smaller time frame junk here. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and delete all this because obviously we've broken down for the London session. So not really too interested in gold until we drop down, or maybe at some point we break some of these highs and form some new zones going up. But yeah, as of right now, it's too low. It's too counter trend on the lower time frame. So that's just my view on gold. Yeah, I think that's about all there is to that one. I was also looking at the pound dollar because it was, my alert went off on it earlier, and pound dollar, what is it giving me? It's giving me a bullish score of a 6. It's a little lower than I want. The cool thing about having so many very bullish and very bearish setups, I kind of have a little bit of an embarrassment of riches. So, when I get a lot of these higher scores, I tend to just kind of ignore the 5s and the 6s and the 7s, right? Even the 8s. Hell, I have 6 very bullish items. So very bullish is just simply 9 or higher. Right? Bullish is 5 to 8, and then very bullish, 9 or higher. So it's just so cool it gets an extra word on its title. That's really the difference. So 6 very bearish, and then 6 very bullish, 2 very bearish. That CAD Yen short limit order I just set up is one of the 2 very bearish, because that's a -9 along with the CAD Swiss. So the reason I picked CAD Yen over CAD Swiss is because, well, we're still quite a ways away. Here's the CAD Swiss. So this is just as strong. And I think I went over this one yesterday morning. Yeah, so yeah, this one right here was this 30-minute, a smaller time frame. Well, I guess that'd be 15-minute supply. So this was the breakdown of Friday's NFP candle. Okay, right up here. Well, actually, we got a daily. So start with a daily there. Got this daily supply. But inside of the daily, we did find the 1-hour supply. Just reviewing this from yesterday. 1-hour supply inside of the daily, so that's good confluence. Had a really awesome fair value gap coming out. And then again, we go down to the 15-minute time frame. We see a little bit of a base drop. So that basing action can be significant as well. I mean, that was just more so a continuation of that overall NFP move. But the volume was still high down here. Right? I always look at the volume compared to the candles before news, or just whether it's news or not, just the more recent, say 5, 10, 15 periods, right, of VSA candles. So yeah, if we're just isolating that, then obviously this is the start of the NFP. Slowly comes down to back to normal, but that when we say be careful before, during, and after these major news events, I mean, this is what we mean. Let me actually go to a 5-minute. Okay, here right. Let's go back over here. Friday, was I at? Yeah, over here. Yeah, back to a 5-minute time frame. So, okay, so yeah, you can see where the volume started to go up, getting close, leading up to the 7:30 release, right? So if we look at over here at these candles, okay, let's just, for argument's sake, it looks like it's kind of between the 300 400 range. We come over here, and the first volume spikes really start happening about half an hour before the report release. But then it just keeps growing and growing. 7:15, 7:20, 7:25, and then 7:30 hits. There we go. It's a little better, right? So this is 30 minutes before the report. Okay, 7:05, 7:10, 15, 20, 25, right? At this point, you don't really want to be messing around with any trades. So basically that first half hour before the report release. And then you have the 7:30 release, 8:30 Eastern time, which is what we had on Friday for NFP. So this is my 5-minute time frame. So yeah, you can see for the next 5, 10, well, basically 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30 minutes, 35, 45. So basically an hour plus. This is where you need to be careful when these reports come out, because it's just a lot of volatility up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But when you start to watch the volume kind of slowly matriculate down to where it was prior to, right, that's where you can a little more safely be joining the move. So, in this example, it was just tough to get into one. But obviously the most important time to stay the heck out is really about that 10, 15 minutes before, and then that, 15 minutes, 30 minutes after. That's just the most important time. So basically a 45-minute window or an hour window if you want to be a little more conservative, but that's the period where you just got to be careful, because otherwise this thing will chop you up. So hope that helps somebody on the volume side of things. But anyway, yeah, like I say, this is tied with CAD Yen. So if I get a move up to here, then I'll be definitely interested in possibly getting in a short on this 15-minute supply we was looking at. But I also have to keep in mind there's a fair value gap above it from the origin of that strong move down. And just like I talked about the last couple of days, that's something I studied up on over the weekend to remember that I got to stick to the higher probability ones on these smaller time frames. So, and to me, 15 minutes is a small time frame. So 15, 10, 5, depending on how the picture looks. It really just depends on which time frame the zone looks the best on. And then obviously the fair value gaps as well, showing the strength of that exit move out of the basing action. So, yeah, 15 minutes. If I go to the 1 hour, like I say, that's ultimately my favorite candle, is that little green candle right there, just chilling all by itself, just standing on the edge, contemplating life, right? Woo! So that's all. Yeah, that's ultimately my the higher probability, and then obviously down here on the 15 was that lower probability. So if I get the 15-minute, I will be strict on this. It's got to show me some like 3x volume relative to the candles to the left of it. At least double, but preferably something like 3x or 4x the size of the previous candles. So give me a wick. I may go down to the 5-minute. Make sure I get some type of bearish engulfing candle of some sorts. But up here, it's a limit order, baby. Just tap me in, and I'll be happy to put my position on. So conservative estimate. Tiptoe my pools in the cold water or cannonball into the pool up here. Right? I think I kind of use that.
Nice. So. Maria hit fake profits on golds. Good stuff, Maria.
Nice.
Good stuff.
TP smack.
TP smack.
Her TP was smack.
Did you
dollar yen?
Yen.
Dollar yen. Yeah, I just was seeing that. So, Rajab, let's check out dollar yen. Let's go back to my daily. Let's go back to my gold chart long enough to take a look at the the top setups. Dollar yen is nowhere on my top setups because it is a neutral, but I do have a neutral chart. And then I'll take a look at the technical chart here in just a second. So dollar yen is right here, neutral 4. So if the CPI data comes off hot today, then that would be good for the dollar yen. That'd give this another point or two up and put it in the bullish. It'd put it in the bullish camp. So I personally won't touch dollar yen until after that report releases, and then again after that 30 minutes or so till the volume kind of settles out. If it's a hot score, then that's going to bump this up to my main screen, my bullish screen, which at that point, let's see what kind of a technical setup that we might have. Oh, there's a Hungarian flag coming to say hello. Okay, it's Chop City so far, guys. This is just nothing but a bunch of sideways, choppy retail getting their stop losses, taken out left and right. But what is this creating? A whole bunch of liquidity underneath all these stop losses. All these people that were lucky enough to buy at the bottom, buy at the bottom, buy at the bottom, buy at the bottom. They've got their stop losses somewhere down in this area. That's higher time frame stuff. Because I'm looking at this on a higher time frame only for the dollar yen. So, your daily traders, weekly traders, your position traders. And I mean, we could really extend it up through this whole area because you got all kinds of time frames. Buying here, buying here, buying here, buying here, buying here. Okay, so they put their stop losses below, but below that I have a daily demand zone with a 4-hour demand zone inside. So that's the perfect confluence I like to see. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's why. I don't have an alert set because it's on my neutral list. So, yeah, that's the thing. My list changes several times a day sometimes. So as soon as I review it and I see something news on the list, then, I'll go set my alerts. But I'm not going to set an alert just yet. But if you're living on the edge, trying to find something down here on the smaller time frame, but yeah, just to finish that out. So I kind of drew my projection tool already down up. But if we go look on a smaller time frame, 1 hour, it's close. It's close to bullish. So I'm just going to assume it's bullish for this. Okay. So 1 hour. Okay. Where's the origin of a move here? So we have a rally, base rally. Let's see if we can find something in this little leg here. We got a lot of basing, but we did have a nice strong move out of that area. So we'll just, that's quite a small zone. Let me look at a 4 hour real quick. Okay, so here we go. 4 hour. Now it's a lot of candles to the left. I'm not too happy about that. I like zones to be out on an island to themselves. Right? That's what I prefer. But this is a lot of time spent at this area. But again, we're just going off of small time frame. Just see what we can come up with. So 15 minutes. Yes, it's hideous. I can't get around it. It's hideous. Okay, here's London open. London low right here. Well, the low did kind of present a little bit of a demand with a tiny bit of a fair value gap. Not a lot to write home about, but we did actually technically had this tiny little bit. Just that tiny little bit of a fair value gap, that little yellow box. It's really not enough to write home about. It's not as strong as I would like to see it, but we'll just continue with the exercise. So 15 minute, there's a 10 minute, there's a 5 minute. Hey, we do have the 5 minute looks a little better as far as the strength. So there's a 5 minute demand zone within the 15 minute. This fair value gap looks actually a little better. Okay, there's the fair value gap on a 5 minute time frame. Okay. So there's the candle itself, leg out candle. So that's where we measure our fair value gap from the distal line there to the bottom line on this second candle. So you could get away with like a little scalpy scalp on that. I wouldn't get too greedy on it. but I can see possibly something like that, and then just take it back to the top, right? I won't be placing a trade on it until after the CPI comes out to get that number so I can update my top setups. And only if it's a bullish number, meaning they exceed expectations, only if that happens would I potentially, oh, you know what? I actually need to look. At one thing before I finish that thought. So CPI. Oh, yeah, and we have unemployment claims too. So let's go back to gold real quick, and I want to look at the setup, the actual U.S. dollar map. Okay, unemployment claims. What was last time's number? Okay, so last time we had a neutral unemployment claims. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I need to be looking here at jobless claims. Okay, so last time it was neutral. Oh, no, it was bearish. I'm sorry. So it was a bearish number. It's because we missed expectations or exceeded expectations on the number, which is obviously negative for the dollar. So here's the deal. Let me sum it up in this way. Unemployment claims is projected to be a neutral number. Now, we all know that they miss their numbers all the time. But if somehow they nail that number on the head, then that would make this initial jobless claims number go from bearish to neutral. So by going from bearish to neutral, that would give my score of a 4 another point to move it to 5. Now, at the same time, we have the CPI number coming out. Well, okay. So this could be really good because the last number was bearish. Okay, we missed expectations on the last CPI report we had come out. So this one is, again, projected to be higher. So if the projection is correct, then that would make this from a bearish to a bullish, meaning that would be plus 2 points. So if everything rings true, we could get plus 3 points off those reports. And if that happens, dollar yen goes from positive 4 to positive 7, and it would be back to my main screen. So it really, again, it just all hinges on those two pieces of data to determine if it's going to move it bullish or just leave it in the neutral camp. So hopefully that helps.
Right.
And then, of course, I did show you the dollar yen example there. So you got a small time frame and a high time frame, play potential. So hopefully that helps.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for insights there, Tiger.
Yeah.
Nice breakdown.
Guys, we've got about 7 minutes left before or 6 minutes before we take our mid-session break. Again, I just want to announce that we want to be giving away, a 5K Forex challenge account during this session, if we can find the name to do so. And also it depends on who followed these steps and if you've not won before. So there are 3 very important steps that you need to follow if you want to be in line for our next 5K challenge account. Step number 1, please subscribe to our Hola Prime TV as well as Hola Prime Global YouTube channels, as well as our Instagram handle. That's step number 1. Step 2, keep on commenting during these sessions. Right, there will also be a 25K challenge account being given away, I believe, during the future session. So you can also be in line for that if you don't win today's during the Forex session, right? So, and then point number 3, very, very important, is make sure that your email is linked to your YouTube bio so we can contact you with your account details. All winners will always be selected live during these sessions, so please do stay tuned, guys. We'll do it around about an hour after our mid-morning break. So we'll take a break in about 5 minutes from now. Please do go follow those steps along if you want to win today's challenge account. And who knows, maybe you're today's lucky winner. A lot of the guys in the chat, they already have won accounts before, so they are testament to how easy it actually is to do this. We've been giving away these accounts daily, and we'll continue to do so for the foreseeable future, as far as I believe. So if today's not your lucky day, maybe tomorrow will be, or maybe during a later session. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
There you go.
And hands up, by the way, anyone in the chat there that's been participating in the Grand Prix competition that we're currently running. It ends tomorrow. It started on Monday already, this past Monday. Let us know if you're participating. How's things going? Profit-wise, thumbs up, thumbs down, sort of sideways. It'd just be interesting to know what you
Inquiring minds want to know
that challenge.
Are they up?
Right.
Is that updated on the website? Just at the very end of the competition? Yeah, I guess it would be. I didn't know if they updated that day.
Only runs for 5 days.
All right.
Cool.
Sorry. My alert turned off.
Yep.
Looks like we're getting close to tapping in for the CAD Swiss short. Any moment now.
Let's see.
Yeah. 15 minutes
I'm
sell.
going to sell limit there.
Yeah, it's a limit. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very bearish score. If it's a very bearish, very bullish, I'll just limit order it in. If it's those, positive 5 to 8s, minus 5 to 8s, right? I'm just going to be a little more leery about them. So that's pretty much where I want my
A bit more extra.
That's where I want my bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing.
Right.
Proof that it's actually strong enough to go. But when I have a really strong bullish or bearish, especially now that I'm giving it a little more wiggle room on these smaller time frames, verifying the fair value gaps, all that fun stuff, then I just throw a limit on there and let it go. Let it do its thing.
Cool.
So there we go.
Fair enough.
Looks like we's in it. So it's up to the market now to determine my fate.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's EJ.
Oh, we still missed. Okay, it's not quite there actually, but getting close to tapping me in. He's a little boost up.
With EJ.
Yeah, what you got?
Just sitting.
What's?
No, I'm just saying it. Just. Yeah, I don't know what it wants to do. I thought I was going to end up taking EU, but looked like EJ then kind of took his spot. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, I could have sworn I would take EU over EJ. Just didn't happen like that. Oh, it's about to tap you in, it looks like.
They're trying.
Super close.
But yeah, I just want to put my take profit up just ahead of that potential bounce point right there. So I'm actually going to move it just a pipette or two up.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case the spread wants to F with me. if and when, know what I mean? If and when price gets down there. So, So that's the play of the day at the moment.
Cool. But, everyone in the chat, we'll be taking a short 15-minute break just to recharge our batteries. Please don't go anywhere. Please do stay tuned. And if you want us to look at any of your charts, markets, whatever it is, trading related, let us know. Again, also do go and follow the steps I mentioned previously if you want to win that 5K challenge account, especially if you've not won one before. And we'll be announcing the winner later based on who followed those steps. If we don't get a winner during the morning session, we'll release or pick a winner during the afternoon New York session or futures session. So we'll be taking a break right now. We'll be back in 15 minutes time. We'll see you shortly. Cheers, Michael. Tiger.
All right. Cheers.
All right. Be right back.
Hey, hola amigos, I'm Michael Keller, and I'm one of the trading coaches here at Hola Prime.
But more importantly, I'm just a regular guy who turned trading into freedom, and I'm here to help you do the same. So this is a glimpse into who I am in front of the screens and beyond the charts. See, a strategy will get you in the trade, but mindset keeps you in the game. I started trading back in 2012, and honestly, I lost more than I won in the beginning, but every loss taught me something. It wasn't about having the fanciest indicator. It was about mastering my mindset.
Living in Mexico has taught me to slow down, breathe, and be present.
Trading is what I do, but it's not who I am. I'm a dad, a husband, a traveler, and a student of life. And all of that makes me a sharper trader. When I'm in flow outside the charts, I'm in flow on the charts too. This game doesn't reward speed, it rewards skill. Listen, everyone wants to flip $100 into 10,000. I get it. But be consistent, focus on execution over excitement, risk small and learn fast. And if you ever feel lost, reach out. That's what we're here for.
Well, guys, that's a glimpse into my life, my story, and who I am, not just in front of the screens, but beyond the charts. I hope to see you in the session soon, and let's grow together. One day, one trade, one lesson at a time. Welcome to Hola Prime.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.
Hi there, my name is Richard and I'm one of the coaches from Hola Prime. Join me as I take you behind the scenes on a little tour of what I like to get up to on a daily basis and beyond charts. I started trading 16 years ago, but through persistence and a very high level of dedication, I got to learn 3 invaluable lessons through my career. That trading should be treated as a business. It's really not a gamble. Consistent profitability demands effort, and there's really no shortcuts or any way around. And especially risk management, which isn't, it's part of your survival as a trader. You see, early on I realized that success in trading is only 20% strategy and 80% mindset and emotion. Now, as a coach at Hola Prime, my focus is very simple. Helping traders build systems with an edge, cultivating the discipline and focus needed to execute them consistently. You see, guys, the markets doesn't care about you. It will humble you if you let your pride override rules and reward you when you execute your plan without fear or hesitation. As a trader, I like to get outdoors as much as possible. Really try to strike a balance between trading and also leading a healthy lifestyle. Leading a healthy lifestyle for me could be anything. Hiking, I love swimming as well. Today is not really the weather to go and swim, but I will take the dog out for a walk. Really trying to force healthy habits so I can stay focused when I really need to, when I'm behind the charts, and all the stresses that comes with it. As getting outdoors really helps relieve those stress and helps me personally keep focus as much as possible. In my spare time, I like to play big darts with my trainers. And just as in trading, skills and practice is everything. And that's a wrap, guys. Look behind the scene of who I am, what I do every day, beyond the charts. I hope to see you in the session soon. Take care.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.
Everybody, my name's Tiger. I'm a coach here at Hola Prime, and I wanted to give you a quick little glimpse into who I am, both inside and outside of trading. So let's check it out. So I've been trading now for going on 11 years, and that first decade of my trading was all about technical analysis. And really over the last few years, though, I've really dug a lot deeper into fundamental analysis and sentiment analysis, seeing how the bigger banks and institutions are trading so I can ride their coattails, so to speak. They're the ones making the money, so I've just kind of looked at trading like Edison and his light bulbs. He's went through thousands and thousands of different prototypes in order to find the one that worked. Look, one of the things about trading that people get wrong is they think it's an overnight get-rich-quick scheme. So, for me personally, all the hard work was done well before I even picked up trading, and it all had to do with reading some good books. So, one of my favorite books right there, The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. Schwartz. And as you can see on there, the chapters, best way to read this book is read chapter 2, 12, and 13, and then turn around and read the whole book. Powerful, let me tell you. And I'm sure you caught that above my bookshelf. One of my biggest things that I love doing is bowling. I'm a very competitive bowler. Bowled a lot of perfect 300 games, so they give me these nice little trophies whenever you bowl a perfect game. Got another one for an 800 series, basically bowling 3 games of 800 or higher in a 3-game series, so it's like a 250 average. Pretty good stuff, but compete in national tournaments, state tournaments. I've won a lot of them, so bowling, that's one of the top hobbies that I have. Outside of that, I love singing. I like to I like to go and belt some tunes, whether it's karaoke or just singing in my car, some carpool karaoke. But other than that, listen, on the weekends, I love nothing more than just to hang with my girlfriend. She's an awesome, incredible woman, and she kind of balances me out because she sees how hard I focus on trading. So it's just a very good reset at the end of the long, hard week of trading to just get away, just step away from it all, go enjoy each other's time, and prepare for the next week. So that's a bit about me. Just let us know how we can help. Just remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, okay? The basics of trading are quite simple to learn. It's just all the nuances that take a while to really master. So just keep that in mind. Don't overwhelm yourself. We'll take your hand. We'll lead you to where you want to go. Like I say, just one step at a time. So with that, have a wonderful day. Look forward to seeing you in the session soon.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.
Hi, I'm James. I'm one of your coaches at Hola Prime. I've been trading for about 30 years. Can you believe it? Seems like an awfully long time. But in that time, I've learned a lot about trading the financial markets. And I've learned the best way to trade the markets. By dawn, I chase waves, chase stocks, and sometimes chase my own sanity. Trading, like surfing, is all about timing. Wait too long and you miss the move, and jump in too early and you just wipe out. If you're a new trader and you're struggling with your trading, I think you've come to the right place. I'm really looking forward to meeting you and helping you with your trading. I'm approaching a stop street now, and I'm going to have to stop. Emergency brake if there's traffic coming. And that's one of the things you've got to learn in trading, as well as how to keep safe. And it's one of the main things that I teach in my trading philosophy is risk management, which is not taught very often. Trading is a bit like driving a car, really. You've got to have a license, and in trading terms, having a license is like learning how to trade. And once you've learned how to drive and got the license, learned how to trade, you've got to get good at it. And my philosophy is to teach traders how to trade properly using the tools and techniques that they should be using. My specialty is swing trading, and it's a bit like riding the waves. I've been a surfer for a very long time, and swing trading is not much different. You've got to find the sets and catch the right wave and get out of the wave when it's time. A lot of people ask me, how did I get to where I am today? How did I learn how to trade? And how can they get to where I am themselves? I think the best answer to that is to get educated, learn how to trade. And there are all sorts of resources out there for you, including fantastic resources here at Hola Prime.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.
Hi, I'm Sam, one of the coaches here at Hola Prime. And in this video, I'm going to give you a short glimpse into my life beyond the charts. Outside of the charts, I love to cook. Anything with fresh local ingredients has a thumbs up for me. And when the weather's good, I like to go out, have a quick jog, keep myself healthy. I started trading almost 15 years ago, and believe me when I say, it wasn't an easy journey. There was a lot of ups and downs, mostly downs at the beginning, and it took me, I would say, almost 10 years before I could actually call myself a trader. Personally, I like to travel. I like to go to different places, see different cultures, meet new people. I also like a good spa day, just sit there by a pool, relax, get a massage. You can see from the screens behind me, it's just a lot of stress, a lot of digits, a lot of moving, a lot of fast moving markets. You can't spend your whole day in front of a screen. You will burn out, and sadly, you probably won't be as successful as if you just relaxed a bit more.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.
Hey, I'm Troy Epperson. I'm one of the coaches at Hola Prime, and this is a little glimpse of me outside or beyond the charts. Outside of trading, I play golf with my son. As you can see, I have a laptop and multiple screens. I've been trading for about 15 years on my own and about 25 years before that, even with a lot of interest in the market. I've realized over time that it's not about the strategy or the method. It's about implementing whatever that strategy or method is, which is super, super important to become consistent as a trader. Everybody wants to get profitable and make thousands of dollars a day, literally overnight. But it's about taking those small incremental trades just over time, taking the same boring pattern over and over again that creates that consistency and develops discipline to make money trading currencies, futures, or stocks, or whatever you're trading. Golf is great because the parallels with trading are immense. Discipline, doing the same thing over and over again, getting your setup correct, knowing when to do a layup and when to actually go for it. All of those things apply to trading. Balance is super important and is the edge when it comes to trading. We want to be consistent, but at the same time, you've got to be patient, and you need to be able to reach out and ask a coach a question and never feel guilty about doing that. And there's no bad question. Every question is a great question because it helps you enhance your intelligence and your knowledge of the market. Well, that's a bit about me. I hope to see you soon in a live trading session. And remember, we're just looking for one good trade. And once we find that one good trade, we're going to do it again and again and again. I'll see you then.
Hola Prime. Trade with transparency.
Hi, I'm Adeline, one of the coaches here at Hola Prime. But don't worry, I won't make you do endless push-ups unless you are up for the challenge. I'm here to help traders build discipline, strategy, and confidence in the markets. And here is a little glimpse into who I am beyond the charts. I've been trading for 4 years, and it's been the most humbling teacher I ever had. At the beginning, I used to chase quick wins, but I learned quick losses hits hard. Trading isn't just charts and numbers, it's a mirror. It showed me my patience, my fear, my strength. Protect my capital and let the patience pay me. Because guess what? In trading, your biggest edge is you. Markets are intense, but it's just like an ice cream on a hot day. It can get messier, but it's always sweeter when you approach it with the right mindset. Enjoy the process and savor the small wins. Of charts, you can find me recharging by the beach, traveling to new places, or hanging out with my pets. I love staying active, but I also enjoy good food and music. Balance is the key. That's a bit about me. Don't forget, life is too short for just work and no play. Yes, even in trading. I'm here to guide you, cheer you on, and make sure we have some fun along the way. So hope to see you in a session soon.
Hola Prime. Trade with transparency.
Hi there, my name is Paul, trading coach at Hola Prime, and this is a peek behind the scenes of who I am beyond the screens. I've been a trader for 6 years now, spanning from agricultural commodities to equity indices. My philosophy in life is to keep things simple but not simplistic, and to seek clarity, not certainty. In the trading world, these concepts help me embrace a mindset of valuing action over doubt, staying disciplined, evolving with the markets, and maintaining self-awareness. The road to becoming a successful trader is a winding one, but with each twist is an opportunity to reflect and grow. There are no shortcuts in trading, And as a coach, it is my mission to help guide traders down a clearer path to sustainable trading. As a new trader, sometimes the thought of earnings potential can outweigh focus on what truly matters. Long-term success stems from a system of patience, resiliency, and consistency. Two books I highly recommend that profoundly display these qualities are Mind Over Markets and Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. Outside of trading, I love going to the local beaches and golfing. They allow me to clear my head and have some fun too. Golf is a funny parallel to trade. It requires total concentration, adaptability to changing environments, and the majority of the battle is between your ears. You must have a plan to tackle each hole of the course, combined with sound mechanics to execute each shot. Comparably in trading, plans and strategies are important to build and refine, but precise execution matters equally. That's a brief bit about me. I look forward to seeing you in a live trading session soon and expanding our trading horizons together.
Hola Prime. Trade with transparency.
What's up, guys? Back again. Quick
Yo.
drink and something to eat, I suppose. Rajab's
Yep.
grabbing a
As
coffee.
always.
Had a big bowl of ice cream last night before my nap, so I was still going strong off of that.
Nice.
So I like to get a thing of ice cream and take my spoon, grab my peanut butter jar, and just throw a big old dollop inside of my ice cream. Mix it up. It's the best. It's the best thing.
Bit of a sweet tooth.
Ever. Yeah. Well, that's the only sweet tooth I really have. I don't really like eat a lot of pastries or donuts or cookies. I really don't. But for whatever reason, every now and then I'll get a Jones for ice cream with some peanut butter in it. So, I get all my sweet tooth out in one bowl of ice cream for like the next week or two.
Cool.
Nope.
Yeah, I bailed out of my WTI crude oil trade. Had an initial little bit of a move upwards. Maybe because I share my screen, I'll quickly talk you through that reason why.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
like
right
the chat.
before, that was about half an hour or so ago, I got into WTI right at this low median line. There was a little bit of a reaction upwards, got long, but price immediately reversed lower. I was actually going to have a wider stop loss, but I decided to bail out of this. We also have price that moved below this upward sloping channel, and rather than taking a full loss, got out with a smaller loss. I just don't like it. Kind of reminds me why I hate trading on CPI days, right? But in any case, not a biggie. Was it minus $49 on that one? We'll see if there's another setup today, but I do think the closer we get to the CPI numbers, the more sideways we're going to see a lot of these markets move. So unfortunately, small loss WTI, bailed out, didn't feel good about it, and time to move on.
Simple as that.
Move on.
Simple as that.
That's right.
Maria got out of her trade. TP smacked, which is good to see. Did think price will take out the previous low here, this low over here on Tuesday, which it did. I would still like for price to move a little bit lower, but more extended this wave gets, or this current decline from this lower high, the more I'm going to start leaning towards that idea that this could potentially develop into a larger decline, with the possibility that it might be that fourth wave that I've been expecting at some stage, right? But again, I think if price were to, let's say, slice through the lower end of that little zone that I've got here, around about 3599, let's go 3600, sharp decline below there, will sort of tell me that we may be doing this move up and then another move lower maybe. Wherever that move then ends, if that does materialize, will determine where I think a fourth wave might end. Again, use market geometry, keep on adapting it over the price action that unfolds, and see where it takes us, right? But still, could still just be a little correction that we're seeing here with more upside potential, potentially still that third wave intact. So let's see. It's going to be an interesting afternoon during the New York session as well. I think a lot of volatility is going to creep in after those, after the CPI numbers. Right, so that's me, guys. I don't really have anything else I'm looking at the moment.
Yeah.
So
and
something else?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and just looking ahead to tomorrow, we do have the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report, which is also a red folder event. But yeah, I think it's all about the CPI. I mean, obviously that'll be important tomorrow, but whatever happens today is surely to set up the rest of the day, the Asian session, and then tomorrow's session as well, London and part of New York until that comes out.
Did you get triggered into that limit order, Tiger?
Not just yet. It missed it by one pipette, literally one, and then it dropped about 5 pips down. So it's trying to retrace back up there. Actually, flip on over for a second. I'll show what RSI is looking like back in. Yeah, so I do like that the RSI is kind of diverging a little bit. Okay, that's 15-minute zone time frame, but you look at the 5-minute, obviously you got the rising price, but you got the declining RSI. So I'm really liking that picture as far as divergence goes. But yeah, if you just go in here and zoom in, look at that. One pip.
You got to be kidding me.
106.608. I want in at 106.609.
Typical.
Right. You gotta laugh at that.
How do you spell pipette?
Don't ask me.
I think that's right.
Pipette.
So we'll see. But yeah, I ain't changing a thing. It'll get there. It'll get there.
Oh, you know.
But yeah, looking at the 5-minute RSI. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely liking how it's going against the uptrend. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It makes me feel a little better about it. I mean, I feel pretty good even without the RSI. So it's just a pure supply and demand play on a downtrend, right?
Right.
With the fundamentals at my back. So we'll just let it do its thing. But meanwhile, I was kind of keeping an eye on a couple of these other setups. I was just looking at. What was I looking at? Get rid of my neutrals over here real quick. New Zealand Swiss is actually on my list, and that's one that I don't think I've honestly ever traded, Michael, just because it's so slow.
What? Yeah.
New Zealand.
It's a lot of those.
Now it's on my
like New Zealand Swiss, AED Swiss. It's kind of one of those funny cross pairs.
It only moves 31 pips a day, so that's 25% slower than the one that's on your hit list, the Euro Pound.
Right.
Your hit list with an S in front of it, right?
Yeah, it's the top of my hit list, damn it.
Your hit list with an S in front. But I just don't really know, because we got a lot of, I mean, it's a pretty, I mean, obviously the 1 hour time frame, this would have to be, let me get rid of some of this garbage on here. I mean, it's butting up into an overhead supply, so I'm not too interested. Let me double check my list here. New Zealand Swiss, yeah, +6. Okay, so it's a +6, but it is butting into the 4-hour supply. So I'm definitely going to be a little hesitant about that. I don't think I really want to fool with it. I mean, you had a 4-hour there, but there's no real strength on it. There's no real volume, so I'm definitely not interested in a 4-hour time frame. 2 hour. So the 2-hour hit. There was a zone that formed on the 2-hour earlier, or actually a couple days ago. Bounced up, came down, wicked in, and shot up. So that 2-hour demand zone worked, but I don't think it was on the list yet. So it wasn't on my radar, obviously. Same thing. That 2-hour also had a 1-hour inside. Same thing, it hit. Looks like right here there was a little tiny 1-hour demand that wicked in nicely and shot up. But let's see. It looks like a fairly efficient market. I mean, you got a lot of overlapping candles. You had a little tiny fair value gap here. Price closed, shot up. Yeah, there's not a so that candle there overlapped with this basing candle. So looking pretty efficient to me. Let's go down to a 15, see if we can find anything. Okay, so there was a demand. Same thing. Not really a strong move out, though. Pretty good volume, except there's no real space between the basing candle and then the candle after the leg out. So it's not really showing me that strength I like to see. Unless you want to count, what is that about? Is this about a 1 pipette fair value gap as well? Yep, look at that. That wick to that wick. And 1 pipette, that's not enough for me. I need more than that. You had your, we'll ignore that. 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't think I like anything on this. It's just everything's too close together. Again, it moves so slow that you don't really get a lot of explosive moves on this thing. So probably the best bet for New Zealand Swiss is to look at this like on a super high time frame and just turn it into a position trade or like a long-term swing type trade. So, yeah, not really a move there. Plus, not to mention the fact it's bumping into that 4-hour supply. So that 4-hour supply would be way stronger than any of these smaller time frame demand zones in this whole entire move. So I wouldn't trust anything in this move because it hit that supply. Right. And then you do have the 1-hour supply for confluence of those. So, yeah, New Zealand Swiss is definitely not on my radar. Sorry, Edge Finder. You're just not doing it.
Very slow.
Euro New Zealand, Euro Swiss. So that's the other two I wanted to update on because that was I think the other two that I didn't look at earlier. Okay, so Euro New Zealand, it's giving me a bearish -6. So on this one, I do have a 4-hour supply. There was a 4-hour supply at one point that got hit and dropped, so it worked beautifully there, as you can see. So yeah, we're currently on this 4-hour supply. In order for me to be interested in that 4-hour supply, though, I really want to see price break this low and close down here. That's why I drew my projection tool down underneath it. I really want to see a move down before retracing to hit that zone and then selling. So that would probably be my move on that one on a higher time frame. And then on a lower time frame, so it's in this 1-hour supply. It's wicking down nicely. I just feel like it's quite low, quite low on the curve. If we're looking at this swing high, and again, I mean, it showed strength for 3 candles, yes, but that leg out candle just didn't go too far. So another tiny little spacing, another tiny little fair value gap or acceleration gap, whatever you want to call it. So that's just not really exciting me on a 1-hour time frame. 30 minutes, yeah, pretty efficient market throughout here. Got a lot of candle overlap, not too interested. There was a tiny fair value gap coming out of this little candle here. Leg out, and then you close out here. Little tiny little fair value gap. Of course, you see price closed. So back when that happened, we were basically looking at this whole basing action as a supply. And as you can see, just wicked in nicely and dropped out. Bottom fell out. So old news at this point. Yeah, this is similar to the New Zealand Swiss. I mean, it's just not a very strong move unless we look at this 4-hour time frame. So that's probably going to be potentially the best play on that. 4-hour supply, meaning I'd have to look at my daily demand. So like I said, I'm sorry, daily trend. So drop, base, drop. But again, I want to see it close underneath this most recent demand on the daily time frame before I have any interest in selling this supply. But and then there's also another demand down low. So that's it on that. And then lastly, the Euro Swiss. Yeah, same thing. Just chop city on this one. Now I did draw up this 1-hour supply with a 15-minute inside of it, giving me some nice confluence. So I got this 15-minute supply within the 1 hour with a little bit better of a fair value gap, showing a little bit of strength on this leg out candle. Still not the greatest because the candles I feel like are kind of lazy and they got efficient quite quick on the way out. So you had the one little inefficiency there, and that was pretty well it. So this is another one that's, yes, by definition, a supply zone, but just not the strongest. I mean, it's stronger on the 1 hour. So I think I'd only get in this on a 1 hour. 4 hour, we got a downtrend. You did have this point here. The sellers stepped in here. This is important to note. So sellers did step in here. So they're obviously putting their stop losses right inside of that demand zone, that supply zone, to add to the unfilled orders. So yeah, for that reason alone, I might be interested in taking maybe a small position, but definitely not a full position and definitely not a limit order. This would definitely have to be a bearish engulfing candle or a candle up top with a wick up top, followed by 3x, 4x volume.
A lot of definites.
Yeah. I'm picky. I'm picky for a reason because I used to not be picky, and then I get chewed up and spit out. Mm-hmm. So kind of like Michael with his reload, right?
Exactly.
It took years before I realized that was your missing link, right? So that's the way it is for me with just getting, depending on where price is in the context of the curve and ATR and things like that. I mean, you just slowly but surely figure out these little things. I mean, there's a time for a limit order, just like my CAD Swiss, and then there's a time for a confirmation entry, right? And it all has to do with the strength of the gaps, the inefficiencies with between the zones. Among many things. And then obviously RSI divergences. I mean, all that stuff adds up. So I ignore a hell of a lot of zones that I used to take, just like I said on yesterday's stream. It used to be like the baby scorpion that can't control its stinger, right? Just stinging everything. So that was me stinging every supply and demand zone. But yeah, slowly but surely, I've just figured out how to eliminate the ones that aren't as high quality. Go for more of the institutional zones rather than the retail zones. What the big banks are leaving behind their foot. So, but yeah, that's basically where I'm at. Last thing, and then I'll pass it back to you guys. Chat do have a new poll question. Who's most likely to call the chart plot twist today? Michael spotting hidden patterns, Richard drawing lines like Picasso, Tiger roaring at resistance, or market unpredictable villains. So there's your next poll question. As far as the first poll question, looks like Michael won out Smooth and steady like Michael's. There you go. I guess nobody likes to read books. Richard's strategy book got last place.
Yeah.
Speaking of books, Coach Richard and I do put books references up on the Discord on Mondays and Tuesdays.
That's right.
So definitely go and check them out if you're looking for a good read. So
a good read for
yeah,
sure.
that's good. Yeah, that's basically all I got, gents. I'm just going to be watching my limit order here. If you guys wanted to jump back over when you did. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have too much going on right now.
Gotcha. You said you jumped out of the crew. Okay, cool. Sweet. Well, we can definitely jump in to the deep dive here in a moment. Let's do it. All right, cool. So yeah, let's kind of start at the top here with NAS 100. You guys already know. Cool. If you guys got any questions while I'm running through all of this, just let me know. Just drop a question in the chat, and we'll get an answer for you.
I believe there was a question way earlier, but I was waiting for you to come with your deep dive. Was about those indicators that you use. Was it from Rajab? I think it was.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was way earlier, but never mind. I'm sure you'll discuss that.
Okay, cool. So let me just reshare this really quick. So yeah, guys, just for anyone who doesn't know, this is in essence what I'm trading. These two levels, level 1 and level 2. And then I have about 8 different setups trading within these 2 levels, right? Level 1, as you can see here, after the peak high, I'm waiting for that break and retest of this zone. So for me, that would be that master trade or money trade, which the master trade is actually why we are short silver now, right? So we'll get into that here in a second. But after that, I want to see that second breakdown of that break and retest of that second area after the 5,200 crosses, which for me would be the, in this case, the M, the half a back structure, or the head and shoulders pattern. That's what the HNS is off that 200 level. And then lastly would be that level 2 money trade. Now, it doesn't have to give you all of these setups in this order. Obviously, this is like a perfect scenario of what I'm looking for. But first would be to identify exactly where I am in that cycle. All right, so let's jump back over to the charts here. And then I do see your question, Rajab. So yeah, at the top here, I have a chart. All right, so, and then on this chart, I just have 4 EMAs. The red EMA is the 13. The red is the 13 EMA. The blue is the 50 EMA. The white is the 200 EMA. And then that, I guess, is that royal blue, right? Royal blue is the 800 EMA.
Royal
blue. Like liar.
Right, so.
The pen is blue. The pen is blue.
I remember that. So, that's what I got here at the top on the chart. And then at the bottom here, this is called my TDI. Whoa, I don't know why that did that. Anyway, this is my TDI, which is the Traders Dynamic Index, right? And then on this, I have let me scoot this up actually, make it a little bit easier. Yeah, so these bands on the outside, these blue bands are I can never spell this, Bollinger Bands.
Bollinger?
I probably butchered that, but
two L's. Yeah, it's just got two L's, but everything else is right.
Okay, Bollinger Bands is the blue ones. This purple one is my RSI line. This pink one is my signal line. What else we got here? Oh, the yellow is my market baseline. I just put MBL, right? And then the last one is this static. Whoa, I put dashed white is this static line. Right, so yeah, I'm using both of these in combination to kind of find what I'm looking for, right? So at the chart here, I'm really just using EMA's price action, yesterday's high, yesterday's low, and then today's average daily range and yesterday's out. I mean today's average daily range, which would be daily range high and then daily range low, and then all of these dashed blue lines are basically yesterday's high and yesterday's low. So that's what I'm looking at on the chart. Using, again, the EMAs primarily as landmarkers to kind of see where I'm at. And then on this TDI here at the bottom, this is its own separate indicator. And yeah, I'm using the two in conjunction to kind of figure out, where am I in a cycle and also if it's confirmed or not. Right,
you can just remember Manute Bol, basketball player, and then add Linger at the end to spell it.
Oh, Manute Bol. I remember he was like super tall, I believe, or something like that.
7'6" or 7'7".
Yeah.
And his son plays
something ridiculous
now. Yeah, and then his son is in the league now, and he's 7'2", I think.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, 7'7". We'll have to find a picture of this dude just for the context.
That's insane.
I'll find a picture.
And Michael, before you go on there, I just want to quickly ask everyone in the chat to share your country's flags, guys. Let us know where you're from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always interesting to know who our viewers are. We're also still deciding on a winner. We do have a few names that's very interesting that have followed those steps. We still have a bit of time. If you haven't done so already, we want to be giving away a $5,000 challenge account during this session, right? But it's all depending on those that follow the steps I talked about before, which were subscribing to our Hola Prime Global and Hola Prime TV YouTube channels, as well as our Instagram handle. Keep on commenting during these sessions like you guys already have been. If you've just been watching from the sidelines and you follow those steps, we wouldn't know that you're in the chat. So if you do chat, we can also go and look at the names and very quickly see who followed those steps, right? So after you've done that, your third and most important step is to please link your email to your YouTube bio so we can actually reach out to you with the account details to get you all sorted out. Right, if you won before, unfortunately you won't win another prize. But if you haven't, good luck. We will be announcing the winner very, very shortly. Cool.
Yes.
Starboys from, is that Italy? Sympathy from South Africa, fellow South African. Rajab,
there you go.
Uganda. There we go. Keep them coming in, guys. Keep them coming in.
Is that Mexico or is that Italy? I can't really tell. I think that's the same colors.
That's Italy,
right? Just different.
Yeah. Italy.
I never noticed they was that close.
Yeah.
A lot of flags is very close.
I'll have to find my flag here.
Yeah, I suck at finding. We were playing like one of those flag games. It's like what is it like? What country's flag is this? And I'm like, hardly any of them. Like I suck at this game apparently. Oh man.
Oh, I know too many of them. I might do okay in the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego game.
Yeah.
Red flag. How is?
It's hilarious. Sweet.
That is.
Well, cool guys. Kind of jumping into it here. We'll start at the top with the indices here on NAS 100. Um, all right, so sweet. So you guys already know kind of what I'm looking for. I'm mainly just going to scoot all of these over because clearly price has moved. So we're either going to redraw these lines because things have changed, or just slightly move it over, kind of how I'm doing now on NAS 100. So this is still pretty nice. It's actually, it could be a 3-for-1 if this thing ever sets up, which would be super nice. Still waiting for that market baseline to go below that static for that reload. Once again. And then that move will look something like this to the upside. All right, so we are level two long on NAS 100. Just still kind of waiting for this to fall off. And notice how every time we have the 5,200 cross, price will either have not touched the 200 at all, like now, or it'll be wicks, which don't count, or it'll be no reload, is where the market baseline is not going below the static. That's how you know, or you can tell that the next intended move would be the move off the 200. So again, that can be the W, that can be the half a bat, that can be the head and shoulders. Doesn't really matter as long as it's not a V. I'll take it.
No V.
Right. So right. So level 2 longs on NAS 100.
My YouTube doesn't even have the world flags on it. I was just looking at the emojis. That's weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not there. They're just none. Unless I want to put up a pirate's flag. That's it. Definitely not a pirate.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that either, guys. Like, I just know how to place trades pretty much and get out of them. Yeah, guys. A bit old school. How do you find flags?
I think you got to put it in the emoji.
That's no issue. It must be an emoji.
Yeah, I typed it in, but there's no flags on mine. Huh. I don't know. That's weird.
Let me see. Yeah, you gotta have the emoji keyboard. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah.
Oh, on your phone?
Oh yeah, I guess so. So if on the keyboard, what do you hold? Shift and period. It should pop up. Shift and period, I believe.
Period.
Yeah, I mess around and press the wrong thing, and then the stream will go off. So I'm not gonna try it, but I think it's shift and period. Or period.
Mexico.
It's I see. It's the little Windows button. Period. For me, the 4 boxes.
Oh, okay.
Key.
Okay. Gotcha.
There we go. This is important information. We had to figure out.
How did you do that now? Sorry, I was typing in the background.
Hit the little Windows button.
Yeah.
The Windows button and then the period at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Something like that. Yeah. Well, yep. So US 30, kind of looking at the same thing as NAS 100. Right. We still have not had that pattern off the 200 just yet. So still looking for that type of pattern here. Right. Although we did have price touch to 200 here on both of these, as I mentioned, there was no reload. So the move hasn't happened yet, which is why it has not ran up just yet. So still want to see that move off the 200. We do have one leg being placed in. Just want to see that second leg and then take it from there. All right, so level 2 longs on US 30 as well. Then I believe S&P is the same thing.
Daniel,
So S&P,
that's asking if you're using Fibonacci retracements at all.
nah, I don't. Not at all. Not at all. I do have this on here, right? I think the fibs is, yeah, right here. I do have this on my toolbar, but I never use this. I just have it on here just because, really. I can't even remember the last time I used the fibs, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's probably one of the last indicators I use. I don't really use it a whole lot either. Not usually.
Yeah. I know a lot of people do use it just for like the levels, but you know, just one of those things I didn't really get into.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, that's all kinds of stuff.
Well, cool. So moving on here to S&P. S&P, US 30, and NAS 100 look very similar. They are all level 2 longs, right? Why? Because we have the 5200 cross, no reload, and no pattern off the 200 yet. So we're still looking to take this thing to the upside after some pullback. Probably to around the level 64.90, somewhere around there. All right, so level 2 longs on S&P 500 as well. All right. Next up is gold. I know a few of you are short gold. I'm still waiting. Still just sitting to the side, waiting for gold to come on down, show some love off this 200 level. And it's taking its sweet old time. So I have not been able to take gold just yet, but looks like it's attempting to come around now. All right, so we got the same thing. This is really high, but again, 5200 has crossed and the 200 has not been touched by price, not one time, not once. So still waiting for this to turn on around and give us that structure off the 200 to make it back to the upside. All right, so still gold level 2 longs. Silver is being a sunny beach, as Tiger would say.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Things like right here to setting up. Right. Well, not even setting up to dropping. Like it's. Well, I can't complain too much because I still got a nice pullback entry, so whatever. But yeah, we got this first leg. You can tell this is the first leg. We got the outside the band on the TDI. Right. And we got this small close below, pull back above, and a drop down here. This is the half a back structure. All right, we're waiting for it to pull back to this area here. And believe you me, this is not a coincidence that out of all places, it's kind of having a little issue here. This is the break and retest of this same exact zone, right? When I draw that pattern, break, retest this zone, drop. All right, I'm waiting for this exact structure right here. Break this zone, retest this area. This is the sweet spot right there. All right. We had this 5200 cross to the downside. I'm sorry, 1350 cross to the downside, excuse me. So we know we are in level 1 short. Right. RSI indicator. I don't use the RSI, but if you look at the TDI, it actually encompasses a RSI.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we got the 80 line, the 70 line here, and we got the 30 and the 20. So it's actually already on here. It's encompassed in
you'd
the
be
TDI.
doubling it up if you put it on there. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about that. Yeah, Daniel, I love RSI. I love those divergences when I'm have price hitting a zone. I'm considering buying or selling for show. Odds enhancer. It's not the end all be all, but it's just an odds enhancer. Sometimes it helps me filter out the zones. Filter out the
Michael, I just
lower
want
quality.
to answer the Star Wars question quickly.
It's been
then asking, where can I watch the news live, I suppose?
Oh, you
Right, so
yeah, live. You
we
missed it.
have,
Tiger gets on at
Yeah.
3:30 or 4.
Yeah, I put it in the chat. So just go to the 30-minute mark from the start of this stream and you'll find it.
yeah, but I think later on he's asking that they have a different page. He's probably referring to when these reports come out live, to maybe view the numbers.
Oh, yeah, just go to
watch it on
just go
TV, like live all the time. You can go to Bloomberg, for example, or you can go to Forex.
Forex Factory.
Forex Factory.
Forex Factory.
Forexfactory.com, and then you just click the calendar tab.
Yeah. If you also go to the Hola Prime website, maybe it's just switch to my screen.
Is it on there too? Oh, I guess I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Don't mind. We still have a bit of time. If you go to the Hola Prime website, I believe it was under where was it now? Trading. Go to the trading tab, trading tools, and there you have the economic calendar as well. Right, so that's another way you can wait. Obviously, go check it out, but you need to obviously be signed in for that. And then we have an economic calendar within Hola Prime as well. But I know a lot of traders use forexfactory.com. But if you want to watch it actually live, I don't think there's actually like a real live event rather than a newsreader maybe from Bloomberg or wherever that actually reads the number or something like that.
Yeah, Bloomberg's really good about that.
Yep. Right, sorry, Michael, back to you.
YouTube channel.
By the way, guys, 3 minutes from now, we'll announce the winner. We have actually found somebody, so please do stay tuned for that. We're just preparing a few things at the back end here. We have found a winner for the 5K Forex Challenge account, so just keep on waiting a little bit longer, and you'll soon find out who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Sweet. Well, cool. I'll just finish this up, and then we can go into it. Give away that account.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, this is one of the 2 setups we are in today. I'm hoping it's not holding this level because of this news report that's coming out. But either way, once price gets to about here, this is where I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. I just always make a note, SL to BE, stop loss to break even. All right. And if this thing comes, let's say, right here again, I want to know. So I'll just like to put a note here as well, saying, hey, it's coming back. And yeah, we'll leave that like that. This is one I don't want to see, obviously, right? Stop loss hit. And then my infamous, or famous rather, right? TP smack. That's the one I want to see. Right, so we'll see how this goes. But yeah, really liking this setup. Once again, the only thing I didn't like about this is the fact that this crossed to the upside, like right here. But if you pay, I know it's a lot going on in this chart because I drew all over it. But if you look right here, you can actually see that the 50 is now above the 13. So this is a good sign. So it crossed. I wanted to cross, which is the blue is above the red, right over here, which is good. Then it crossed back up, which is bad. I don't want to see it do this, right? Typically, I would put my position on a little bit less if I see it that way. The only reason I didn't on this one in particular is because this is the master trade setup. This is my highest probability trade. So I didn't want to put on half. I still put my full position on. And I actually put it on in one shot. And reason being is, guys, normally I would have put on half here and I would have waited for the pullback to put the other half on. But by the time I woke up, as I mentioned, and we jumped on, it was already all the way up here. So I wouldn't risk putting on half at this level. I'll just put the full thing on. So I'm actually fully in this position now. So just waiting for this one to pan on out. We'll see.
Cool. Down.
Yep.
So cool. Guys, it's time. It's time. Michael?
Yes, sir.
We have chosen a winner, everybody. We have chosen a winner. So guys, give us a bit of a drum roll in the background there. Great days of the Forex Challenge account goes to Rajat Bale. Congratulations, you are the winner of today's 5K Challenge account.
Hey, congrats.
You're going to get a match trading challenge account, 5K Forex account, CFDs. So congratulations from our side. All you really need to do is keep an eye on your inbox, the email address, and that you obviously link to your YouTube bio. We'll be sending you the account details there. Also, very importantly, if you haven't done so already, you need to go and join our Discord channel. And within there, you have to go to the hashtag, the challenge accounts. And you need to go and follow a few steps there to claim your account, right? So make sure that it's actually you doing so. And it's as easy as that. So please keep an eye out on your inbox, join our Discord channel, go to that server, and follow the steps to claim your account. Again, congratulations from our side.
Congrats.
You're today's 5K challenge account winner. Congrats. As easy as that.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Nice. Congratulations.
Good stuff.
And as far just real quick, Daniel's asking, can I use the IA or robotic trading just to trading the news and pass my challenge account? I don't know what IA is. I don't know if you meant EA.
EA, perhaps?
EA, maybe. If that's what you meant, I think that's...
I believe expert advisors are allowed on the two-step
right?
accounts. I don't think it's allowed on the actual direct accounts. I might be wrong. Backend might have to maybe drop a link to the actual rules over there. But I always say, guys, as soon as you start a challenge, make 100% sure for the particular challenge that you're partaking in. Make sure, firstly, that you know which challenge you're partaking in, because we've got different ones, right? So once you've determined that, please go read up on the rules that you need to follow. Your daily max drawdown or loss, your maximum overall loss. Are you allowed to trade during news events? There's a lot of rules that you need to abide to, which is, for us to see whether you can actually follow rules and whether, controlling your risk properly. That's mostly what it's all about. So you need to make sure that you familiarize yourself with those rules, because if you break them, you will have to start over again. You're going to lose that account. Okay. So,
so no
EAs, as far as I know, I speak under correction, is allowed.
I just looked. It says not. Well, I just looked and it says, oh, that's the direct account. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong account.
Yeah, the direct account, no. You're not allowed to trade EAs on the direct account.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I was looking wrong.
There are some intricacies involved there, so go read up that section about expert advisors properly. So just make sure that if you do want to use that, that you follow the rules. That's all I'm trying to say, really.
Yeah, and as far as the news trading, you can only do it during the 1 or 2 step evaluation. But once you do get funded, there is, I believe, no news trading allowed at that point. Yeah, that's definitely a no.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think. Yeah, that's right. And quite honestly, you might as well not even get in the habit of doing it during the evaluation process, right? Last thing you want to do is do it during your evaluation, pass it, and then forget.
Yes.
And then breach your account, right? So it's just good practice just to be careful. Look, us coaches aren't trading during the news, right? We're not doing that.
Nope.
I mean, you can do what you want at the end of the day, but it's, we ain't touching the news. So if we're not touching it, we wouldn't advise you. Now you can do what you want, but again, it will probably breach you out if you do a news trade. So what is it, 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after, I think it is?
5 minutes after. Yeah.
Sounds about right. So yeah, just be careful. Just best to let it shake itself out and save your capital.
For sure.
Your number one job in trading is capital conservation. Capital conservation.
Yep.
And it is
no, just back in.
It is
afterward.
Yeah. Tis a job. It's not a hobby.
Yes. Well, cool.
But you're your own boss.
Kind of getting back into
That's the good news.
Absolutely.
The market is your
let
boss.
me read.
That's about it.
Let's see. Yeah, this one's a little bit funky, but I can definitely tell that this is the outside structure here because we got outside the band. All right, so we got one leg put in. Just looking for that second one. See what's going on here. And this R to R is a bit funky. It's only at 1-19. I really like to be at least a 1 1/4, like minimum. Now I really say that because, I mean, even if you win one and lose one, you still should be up about 1/4, like theoretically speaking. Obviously, the higher the better. But once you start getting to like 1-for-1s, long term, that's just not good. If you lose one and you win one, you at break even, yeah. But like, oh, I didn't lose any money, but you didn't even make any either.
Yeah.
And you spent your time doing
working for free.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So not a fan of it when it's this close. All right, so I tend to stay away from it when it does happen. All right, so still level 2 shorts on crude. We do have the reload, so that's good. Yeah, just waiting for that second leg to be put in. I'm going to leave my alert there just in case it does set up the right way. And this would be that M off to 200, which is why I have the alert labeled that way. So level 2 shorts on crude. Bitcoin, I'm leaving this one alone. I mentioned this yesterday. This looks way too funny. I don't even know what's really going on here. I could you could, whatever. Let's leave this one alone. It's just too funky looking. So I'm gonna just pass on this one. Cool. So let's get into the Forex pairs. Yeah, this is what I thought I was gonna be taking. I'm gonna delete all of this actually. All right, we got the first 5,200 cross. All right, after that, we already know we are in level 2 long. All right, so level 2 longs. And then we're just looking for that pattern off the 200. And I can easily tell that this is the first leg over here because we are outside the band. All right, so we gave us this one leg, close up. Right here at this second leg, I just want to see this run up and close like that. Market baseline is already below the static, so we already have the reload. All right, so this is good to go. Like maybe after the news, this will jump up. We can kind of see what that'll look like, but yeah, so far this is a really nice setup. I actually really like it. I have to target up here to these highs. Yeah, so over 1.5. So I'll be interested in something like this on EU level 2 longs. All right, so just waiting for that to set up the right way. Let's see here. All right, next up is EJ. EJ is actually the same exact thing. This is the second one that we're in. All right, so we got the 5,200 cross. After we get the cross, the easy way to do this, like basic exercise, I like automatically do this, but just kind of follow along. Once you get the cross, just keep looking at the 200, keep looking. As long as price doesn't touch it, you're not really worried about the pair just yet, right? You're like, oh, this one came close, but still not it. But as soon as this comes, okay, boom. Now we want to start paying attention to this, right? Reason being is this drop, it definitely touched the 200 on the chart. And on the TDI, we have this huge outside the band. Right, this is where I'm gonna put my stop at every time, except on rare occasions. So let's say majority of the time, right? But starting out, you want to put your stop below that first leg, no matter what. All right. So kind of how I mentioned earlier, my only reservation on this particular setup is the fact that the 5200 cross back to the downside. I don't like that. But as I pointed out on, I think that was AEDCHF. Yeah. The same thing happened here, right? It crossed back to the downside and it still ended up going. So it's not that you don't take the trade. It's just that I won't put my full position on it. So I only put half my position on this instead of just totally missing the trade. I'm just kind of sitting back, seeing what happens. So, but yeah, looks like it's doing pretty decent so far. So we will leave this one alone, just slightly in the money. We're actually in at fill price is at 89 and it's at 95. So just up a few pips, nothing too major. But yeah, obviously level 2 longs, and we are good to go on that one. Right. I love when I point out the fact that what I'm looking for, and then when it sets up and I'm actually able to take it and give the rationale behind it. Like I point this out every day, the same exact trade every day. Now, whether we can get in or not, or if it gives us an opportunity or if we missed it, that's something totally separate. But the move is there. That's the intended move. That's the next step in the cycle after the 5200 crosses. Right. So, cool. So yeah, level 2 longs on EJ. EN is really easy to see. All right. We got the 5200 cross. If you follow along, price has not touched the 200. So we're still waiting for this to come on up. Give us that M pattern off the 200 and target these lows. All right. This is actually pretty nice because it's a 3.5. As I always mention, once price gets towards this 800, you want to move your stop loss to break even just in case it bounces. But yeah, this is good to go. All right, once it gets there. We still need the reload as well. So that was the chart. Remember, you need 2 things to happen and 2 things to agree. The chart action and the TDI action. All right, so that's what I'm looking for on the chart. And then on the TDI, I'm just waiting for the market baseline to come above this dashed line, which again is the static for that reload. All right, level 2 shorts on EN. Next up is EC. EC is the same thing, really easy to see. Why? We have the 5200 cross. Price definitely did not touch the 200 after this has happened. All right, so I'm looking for that same pattern off this level. We can target this 80-yard high. Stop below the swing, of course. Nearly a 3-for-1, so this isn't too bad at all. When you say we don't think twice when we see our setups, that's exactly right. When the setup, my mentor used to say, when the setup appears, trade without fear. It's as simple as that. Like you spend all this time marking up charts, reward together. Right. That was your job, right? Like that was your job. You did your checklist. You made sure no news was coming out. You did all the work. When the setup appears and you click that mouse, you can't be scared. Like you can't be scared. You got to take the trade and just let it do its thing. You did. Yep. You did your job. Is at that point, it's the market's time to do its job. You just sit back, manage the position properly. That's it. Just like I'm doing with gold and silver. Silver and EJ. Silver is coming back right now. Guess what I'm going to do? Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Yep.
Not going to do nothing. I'm going to let it play out. Right? That's the most important part. Right? So same thing on EC. Just waiting for that to pull back to the 200 and give us that reload. So level 2 longs on EC. This is kind of funky though, the way this is just sitting here at this level, but whatever. We don't really care about that. This is why, as I always say, once the 5,200 crosses, the next move is off the 200. It's not the 50, because this ends up happening. It's just kind of sitting there, collecting contracts. Next thing you know, you got some huge parabolic move to the downside, and then it makes the intended moves and goes up past where you would have got in at. You're like, damn, I was right. I just jumped in too early. No, you were wrong.
Yeah.
You were wrong. Let's not mistaken that. You were wrong. If you jump in too early, you're wrong. It's just simple as that. On Billions, Axelrod said, jumping in early is the same thing. Jumping in early is the same thing as being wrong. Like, yeah, you can name it two separate things, but it's the same thing. It's like saying you lost, you didn't win. That's the same thing. It's the same thing. You just said it differently.
Yeah, that's so true. Gosh, why do you have to say it like that, Michael? So right.
Got to be real with yourself. All right.
Hey, brutal honesty.
Gotta be real.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. You guys should see my my notes to myself on TradeZilla. Like when I'm journaling, I'm like as harsh as I can be. There's no.
Yeah.
I'm talking about curse words, exclamation points, capital letters. I'm as brutal as I can be.
Nice. Yeah. Whatever it takes.
All right. So cool. Same thing on EG. You guys know I am stalking the hell out of this trade. 5,200 cross. We still waiting for this bad boy to come up and actually give us a real setup. Still waiting, just being patient. Look how patient this is, right? I took this trade way back here, right? This was on the 20th, August 20th. Today's the 11th, 9/11. All right, so 30 days later, nearly. Wait, well, not 30 days exactly, but let's see. The 20th. Yeah, 3 weeks later. 3 weeks later, I haven't taken this trade again yet because I haven't set up. But as soon as it does, I'm going to be all over it. So, level 2 shorts on EG. All right. Next up, we got EA. EA is done. It's a lot of drawn on this chart. I kind of went over this yesterday, but every move in the cycle was here, right? Every piece of it that I draw on that market maker cycle. Peak high up here, 1350 cross, right? There was no real run. I didn't like this, but I could justify taking it. But hypothetically speaking, this was where the move would have been at, right? 5,200 crosses. The next move you're looking for is the M off the 200. You see, I got fake M off the 200 here. This is nothing. There's no reload and there's no real body on the candle. So this is just fake. That's why I didn't really run. It went down a little bit, but it came back, right? This is the actual M that you're looking for, right? M off this 200 level. You could have took this where this vertical line is, and then it pulled back for a second time and gave you the level 2 money trade to take again, right? With this level, this trade was done. So I'm not interested in EA at all. This needs to go ahead and turn around and give us that structure back the other way, right, to take it here. This will take a minute to happen. So for right now, EA is a pass. Oh, thanks.
A good old minute.
Right. Next up, we have GU. GU is kind of looking like EJ. Let me redraw this. It's kind of looking like EJ. No, I'm sorry, looking more like EU. So EU and GU look pretty much alike. So same thing. We got the 5,200 cross. Price is just now touching the 200 for the first time, right? If you look at the TDI, market baseline, the RSI line is outside of the band. So this is the first leg right here. Want to see this second leg come back up here. Market baseline is below the static, but it needs to give me a real reload, not the little baby thing it's kind of doing now. Like, give us some space between there. I should be able to fit the word reload in here like this. That's a real reload. Not super small like that.
You can always drop the font size.
Nah. It need to be on this exact font. I don't even know what font it is. On 18. Need to be on 18.
18.
Right. So we're looking for something like this. Level 2 longs on GU. All right.
You almost need like one of those little memes with a shotgun going reload.
Mm-hmm. Reload. Exactly. Reload. Exactly. That'll be nice. Sweet. So next up we got GJ. GJ I don't like. I didn't like it yesterday, and I don't like it today either. That's why it's not marked up. This is just funky. I don't even know what's going on here. So this is a pass altogether for me.
What the hell was that?
It sounded like a plane crash.
What's that? Oh.
I think that's back in getting a video together for you.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to be playing a video soon, I believe. So there's a little bit of a glitch in the background. Pardon for that.
So let's see. So yeah, this is kind of far out, but we got the 5,200 cross. But once again, if you look after the cross, price has not touched the 200 not one time. So we are still waiting for that level to come back up to the 200. At the same time, market baseline needs to come back above the static for the reload. All right. And give us that M off to 200. This isn't bad. Almost a 2-for-1. Basically a 2-for-1. Say a level 2 shorts GU. GC, super easy to see. Why? 5,200 cross price has gone nowhere near the 200. So this is an easy one. When they look like this, this is easy to see. Sometimes it's hard to see it, but this is the opposite. This is very easy to see.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Market
Clear as day.
going below the static for the reload. Boom. This is level 2 longs on GC. Next up, we have GN. GN is funky. We got these two boxes here. This is I'm gonna leave this one alone. It just looks super weird. Got too much going on, and it's just kind of stuck in this little area, stuck between the 800 and the 200. I don't like that at all. So this is nothing. I don't want to spend any time even talking about that one. Next up, GF. This isn't horrible, but this isn't the best either. Let me just redraw this out.
Level
so yeah, this
2.
isn't horrible. Yeah, we just pretty much just at the precipice of being level 2. All right.
Precipice. That's a fun word to spell.
Level 2 long.
Spell that quickly, Michael. Come on. Precipice.
Please.
Think about
I can say it. I can't spell it.
PRECIPICE, I think. PREC.
You can't actually spell nothing. I asked my girl, how do you spell this? How do you spell that? She knows how to spell it.
The thing is, if I think about it, I can't do it. But if I do it on the keyboard, I think I could do it. Precipice is P-R-E.
Yeah, I think I got it. And I didn't cheat and look. Yeah. PRECIPICE.
C-E.
PRECIPICE. That's a tough one. Yeah, I had to type it out too.
Oh, my bad. This is level 1.
Recipe. Basically has the word recipe in the middle of it.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is at a funny spot, to be totally honest. We haven't had the cross actually, so this could theoretically just bounce off and run up. But I wouldn't take this because, as you can see right there, prices RSI line is outside the band. So I would just leave this alone. If anything, I want to see it do something like this to the upside. Right, the market baseline would still need to give me the reload to take that in that direction. And then that move will look something like this to the upside. Got to be careful with this 800 EMA that's sitting smack dab in the middle. So you might want to, well, not might, I will move my stop loss to break even as soon as price got here. If it pulls back and knocks me out, oh well, I'll look for the next trade. I will not get back in. That will just be it.
That's it.
Right. So level 2, just about level 2 longs on GF.
Back just a moment, gents.
No worries, no worries. Okay.
Level 2. Oh yeah. So this one we took yesterday. What was this yesterday? Oh, Tuesday. I'm sorry. Took this on Tuesday. Was a little bit weary about this one for the simple fact that I didn't put my full position on this. We had this huge trap volume wick, which was one reason to be weary about this. And then 2, the reload was so little, like how I keep saying I want to be able to type the word reload. This was so little, it didn't really fit. Like it's just a super small reload. So wasn't too sure about that either. So I put my full position on, but sure enough, smack CP. And I'm like, they got me again.
At least
it was hard to see this move. Super hard to see it. But yeah. So yeah, nothing on USD CAD. And mainly because once it breaks above this level here, it's done. And it's trading all above that. So this is peak high at the moment, which I'm not trading a peak high. What else? UF is easy to see. We got the 5200 cross. So we're still waiting for this M structure off this 200 level back to the downside. The reload is there. So we do have, it's kind of little, but it's there. Market baseline is above the static. So yeah, we're really just waiting for this to shoot down. As a matter of fact, I'm going to set me an alert so I don't miss this. It's not really confirmed, so I'm going to just put check this out. All right, so level 2 shorts on you. Yeah, just wake me up when the price gets here.
Guys,
next up,
CPI and unemployment claims in 1 hour's time, so just be wary of that.
Yes, yes. What else we got? Oh, UJ. So UJ, I think Starboy was asking about this yesterday. So it's getting closer to setting up. Still looking for this to create this level. Now we are outside the band right now on the RSI line, so I can automatically tell that this is the first leg. All right, I want to see something like this.
Push.
Yep. Market baseline above the static here. Give me that reload, of course. And that move will look something like this to the downside.
Okay.
Not bad. Almost a 2 for 1. The most important part in this one would be to make sure price closes below this 800 EMA. Then you're good to go. Smooth sailing after that. There's no EMAs, nothing in the way to kind of prevent it. All right, so level 2 shorts on UJ. Next up, AUD CAD. AUD CAD is blowing out the box. This is the trade that we took last week, but it was NFP Friday. Literally, if you guys remember, jumped in this trade right here And as soon as I jump in, it's set in the same place for 4 hours, the entire session. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. Right? Had to close it right before NFP. And what, lo and behold, boom, thing freaking goes to the moon after that.
Man,
right?
boom goes the
This
dynamite.
one's Yep. What did that come from again?
It came from a news piece. Guy in college, first time on the local media station doing the news piece, and he got started and his teleprompter failed. So he just kind of had to shuffle his notes that he had in front of him, and he just completely deer in the headlights. Yeah, we'll have to find that and play it sometime. And boom goes the dynamite.
Man.
Well,
I'm going to say, I remember that.
It's like 10, 12 years ago, something like that. I'll send you the link.
Gotcha.
Guys, let's just step away for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
And real quick, so just so you know, Michael, I did get in that CAD Jap trade on my other broker as well, and got a little bit better of a fill, and I got a pretty good couple bar rejections out of it. So I went ahead on my GUI trades and doubled up my risk and reward. So moved it from a 50 spot to a 100 spot for my risk. So just a little update on that. So just wanted to throw that out there for everybody.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. AUD CAD is done. This is trading in peak high at the moment. You guys know I don't trade the high, so I'm waiting for this to pull off this level, come back and retest it, and then I'll be interested right here. So for now, AUD CAD is nothing. NU is easy to see. All right, looking for that W structure off the 200. Back to the highs. Market baseline going below the static for the reload. All right, and this is level 2 long. So nice 1 for 2.5, almost 3. Not bad at all. So level 2 longs on NU. In CAD, same exact thing. We got the 5,200 cross. Price has never touched the 200 again. So we want to take this back to the upside after we get our confirmations, mainly our reload. All right, market baseline going back below the static. And that move will look something like this to the upside. All right. Level 2 longs on NUD CAD. I'm sorry, NZD CAD.
Ooh. It's got a nice fall off. I liked it.
NF is nothing. This thing has just been in the longest range. Oh, it looks like it's trying to finally break out of it, actually. So
yeah, that one.
I guess
I think yesterday we mentioned that one. Kind of trying to break out, huh?
Yeah.
Or is it just collecting that liquidity? Or is it collecting liquidity up there above the contraction and to make another down move? Right.
Right. We sure gonna see. Right.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
It's actually doing okay coming out of that zone. So let's see. So we got level 2 longs at this point, right? 5,200 is crossed. We're still looking for that W structure off the 200 back to the upside. Market baseline pointing down, so need to go below that static for that reload. And then, of course, that move will look something like this. Once again, once it gets to the 800 EMA, move stop loss to break even, just in case it bounces. But this wouldn't be a bad move. Almost a 3-for-1. All right. So, yeah, NF level 2 longs. Next up is AU. AU, as you can see, is trading at peak high. This is a pass. Don't trade the peak highs. It gets you jammed up. Let's move that. All right, cool. So yeah, this is a total pass. Next up is AF. AF has taken off as well. All right, we took this. This was Tuesday, right? Took this on Tuesday. Yep. So took this trade on Tuesday. Same thing. I've been putting out every day, well, all day today, and yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. Right, 5,200 crosses. You know, we're in level 2 longs. This doesn't count, right? Because if you look down here, market baseline is above the static, so this is nothing. The real move is right here. This is the W structure off the 200 MA. Right. Once this comes up, closes here. Damn, that's the trade. Stops go below the swing. Ride it on up. This thing took forever. I'm gonna delete all of this. This thing took forever. And let me delete this too. So I ended up closing this because I don't hold my trades to the next session, if you guys didn't know, but this ended up, so after we got in here, it did go up, but it went up in Asia session. So I closed the trade at 355. And I pointed this out yesterday or the day before, but this is a great example of why I don't like to hold my trades to the next session, because this could have easily wicked you out or stopped you out. Hopefully you were at break even. But one of the tools that the market makers has, if you decide to hold this, is they can fill you at wherever the hell they want to fill you at. Right? So you might be at break even, and then you notice you got stopped out and you lost money. And you're like, what happened? You're supposed to take me out at my stop loss. No. Session changeover, high impact news, they can fill you wherever they want to. So I don't take that risk. I just let it go. If they give me an opportunity to get back in, which in this case they didn't, then I'll take it. If not, oh well, on to the next one. I refuse to let them shoot me in the foot like that. Have me hopping around limp. I don't want to do that. So. Yes. Long term, that's a recipe for disaster. So I stay away from that. So yeah, AF is done. We trade in the peak high now. And once again, you can tell that it's in peak high because it broke past this level. This entire thing was level 2. It's trading way above it. One would say, hey, you can just take this move and bounce it off and keep going. And then that's when this happens. Right? Don't trade the peak. So this AF is nothing. EF, easy to see. 5,200 has crossed. But this actually isn't that bad. Yeah, let me erase this. So this is more of a half a back structure, right? We got the move that looks like this. First leg is up here, right? Outside the band. Second move is kind of here, well, second leg. Nowhere near the first leg. It's trying to close below here, right? We got outside the band, inside the band. We got a baby little reload, so that's not the prettiest. But the reload is there, right? Kind of small. Barely fits in here, right?
Yeah, the word fits. You just, squeeze it in there. Looks like it kind of fits.
Yeah, it barely fits in there. So let's see. Yeah, this actually wouldn't be too bad, to be totally honest. If this, let me see. Throw this swing up here, aim here. Yeah, this actually wouldn't be too bad. I would just want a solid close. That would be the main thing. Like, close solid.
Yeah.
I don't want wicks on here or anything like that. Like, we can get somewhere down here. This would be nice. We'll just put a same thing. Right. So we can get something like that. I would probably take this trade. We would need that 4-hour confirmation. So once we get something close like this, right, the next thing to do would be kick it up to the next higher time frame. is priced below the 13. The last candle, no, it is not. So you can't take this trade if there's no 4-hour confirmation. We would need this candle to close, which this candle closes in an hour and 20 minutes. So even if you wanted to take this trade, for one, we got news coming up, so it's not smart to take it. But maybe at 9 o'clock, this would be the best time to take the trade. So be patient, let price action play out, let the news pass, and then say what they get.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so EF, level 2 short. CAD Yen. I think Tiger, you're in this, right? You're in this short?
Yeah, short. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is for me is level 2 short as well. I would want to see this come up a little bit first though. Give me something like this, then come back down. Market baseline is still below the static, so there's no reload just yet. So something like that. Once this occurs, then I will be all over this trade. All right. Then you say the sentiment on this is in your favor too, right? What is it? A plus? I mean, a minus what?
Bearish.
Minus.
It is a -8.
-8. Okay, there we go. So perfect.
Yep.
There we go.
Perfect.
Yep, that's my baby right now.
Might have to pay Tiger some commissions there, Michael.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So sweet. CAD Yen level 2 short, like Tiger says. How many more of these we got to go? I'm outdone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I got 5 more. We're done. All right, FJ. We took it yesterday. This is the one I showed earlier today, which was a risky trade. This is why it's coming back now, right? I lucked out, to be totally honest. They have that stupid good entry, right? Nearly to the pipette, right? And did take it off, but as I mentioned, what is that?
Pivot.
I hear something in the back. I can't tell what it is. So yeah, there was no actual hit to the. I thought that was my daughter waking up. I doubt she'd be up this early.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't have a real hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wicks. No real hit to the 50. So that made it funny. Now, when it's this many wicks, it is something I will consider. If it's like 2 or 3, I'm not really interested in that. But if it's 5 like this, yeah, this is more interesting. Yeah, it's just a much riskier trade. So you don't want to put as much on as you typically would. But yeah, this was taken yesterday. Right now, this is a pass for today. I really want to be interested in this again. So yeah, I would just leave this one alone. So nothing on FJ for me. Next up is CAD Swiss. CAD Swiss, as you can see, is nothing for right now. This is trading in peak low. Do not want to trade the peak low at all. I'll just wait for this thing to turn around, and I'll be interested in this move here. All right. So nothing on CAD Swiss.
Cool.
AN.
Michael, did you have anything else you
pretty
wanted
much
to share?
I'll go through the last 3 here. AN, NJ, and AJ here. Yeah, this is nothing. We are trading way in the peak here. This is definitely peak high. So don't want to be touching this. All right, kind of looking for some type of move. Maybe something like this. Right to this downside, I'll be interested in this here. So nothing today. This is peak high. AJ. AJ actually never made the move off the 200. Right, this doesn't count. There's no reload here. All right, so still looking for that W structure off the 200 back to the upside. I would want to trade this in Asia, by the way, because it's two Asia pairs. All right. So level 2 longs on AJ. And then lastly is NJ. NJ is nothing. We actually took this as well on Sunday. I took this on Sunday with Tony, the last second of the session.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, once it breaks this level, you're done. This is definitely trading above it. Crazy enough, as I always mention though, you get the 5,200 cross, right, which you have here. This is a perfect example of them playing out the cycle exactly right. We got the W structure off the 200. Remember, move off the 5,200 cross, move off the 200. You get to move off the 200, and then right after that, you get to move off the 50. All right, this was actually a move too in itself. But as right now, it is done. This is to trade to the peak.
I know it's not a market you follow, but we got a question there from Robix Gaming. Can you look at Ethereum with your system at all? ETH.
Ethereum. What is that? ETH.
Por favor,
señor. ETH-USD.
Yep, this works with everything. I can quickly see this. We got this fresh 5,200 cross. We know we are in level 2 long.
Just bravo.
All right, Tom. Check you later, man.
Have a good one.
And looking for this W structure off this 200 back to the upside. Market base now need to go below the static for the reload. Yeah, Ethereum looks better than Bitcoin on the actual market maker cycle by a long shot. Like much better. This looks much cleaner. So yeah, I would want to take something like this on Ethereum.
I'm curious, Michael. So with your system, does because I know there's a lot of trading systems out there, and some systems only really work in the high liquid markets. So do you think your system would work good on assets that maybe are very low in liquidity? Not necessarily asking about like penny stocks, but I just mean like, do you think it matters whether the liquidity is high or low, or is it more accurate, you think, with the higher liquid assets? If that makes sense. What I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, that's a great one. I mean, I was told and taught from my mentor that this works in all markets, no matter what the volume level.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter as long as this sets up. This should work out.
Okay.
Because there's market makers in every market, and they're in essence kind of following the same flow. So theoretically, it should still work, like no matter what. And the volume, I like to think of it as if there wasn't much volume, it just really wouldn't set up. Like it just wouldn't set up the right way. But if that pattern is there, if it works out and all those boxes are checked, yeah, like it should work.
Yeah.
That's why I can get a random chart, just like we just did, and throw this on here and say, this is what I'm looking for right here.
That's when you know you got a good system. Right?
You got Rolex Ethereum.
For sure. So hopefully that worked out for you. We got what? 2 minutes.
Bitcoin
2 minutes to go.
Asking for maybe they're gonna sort of.
Bitcoin is done. Like this one looks really ugly. Yeah, this for me is just.
Michael doesn't like
this
the
is
ugly
way
charts.
too.
Yeah.
Now what we could do is I can go on a higher
this
time frame, right, and try to find something, but. Right, like so maybe what I would like to see on this, right? We kind of got this. If we can get some type of, right? So this would be the 5,200 cross. Obviously, this could never happen. I'm just saying this is what I would look at if I wanted to trade it, right? So 5,200 cross, nowhere level 2, longs, and then I would be looking for some type of structure off this level from here. So let's say price ended up going up, and then let's say it gave me that W structure back to the upside. All right, I want to take it in here. All right,
much
so the
longer
W
time
off
frame.
200. Yep, and this could take forever.
Yeah, at least a week and a half. It looks like. Couple weeks,
maybe a month. Maybe a month.
Yeah, probably.
So
probably.
Nigel's asking, what is the story with the news? Are you referring to the CPI numbers coming out? That's going to be in 15 minutes from now. It's a big number, Nigel. Very big number. And I think it's unemployment claims as well.
Yeah, CPI unemployment claims. In 30 seconds, the Eurozone's interest rate decision is coming out. So again, that's right when we end, but there's claiming it's going to remain the same. So yeah, be careful on your euro trades. Be careful on your US dollar trades. Okay,
CPI number is big for the US. Can affect gold.
About to get
the indices. A lot of dollar cross pairs, obviously dollar index, whatever the case might be. So just be careful. Go read on it if you don't understand what it is. It stands for Consumer Price Index.
Yeah, Consumer Price Index. Yep. The inflation
Michael,
report.
we've reached the end of our session, buddy.
We sure have.
That one went pretty quick. Yeah, bit of reflection towards the end there. A real tearjerker. So all our thoughts and stuff go out to, in the remembrance of, 9/11, 24 years ago. So yeah, thanks for all the feedback, everyone there that's had stories to share. Our hearts go out to you. And from our side, have a good rest of your day, guys. Tiger, Michael, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. And trade safe, guys. Be careful of the news. 15 minutes time from now, please stay tuned for the pre-market pulse.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Cheers, everybody. See you next time.
Hola Prime. Trade with